Wake up each morning, His love's my guide. Grace like an ocean, it's deep and wide. Every little step, every little choice, I follow His word, I hear His voice. Obedience comes first, that's how I grow. Living in His truth is what I know. True worship starts right here in my heart. Loving Jesus is the place to start. Clap your hands, raise them high, feel His mercy falling from the sky. Spin around, shout His name. Living for Jesus is more than a game. I'm riding on grace, swimming in mercy. His love is real, His power is working. Step by step, I follow His way. Jesus' light shines brighter each day. I'm walking in truth, standing so strong. With Jesus' name, I can't go wrong. Obedience first, His love is my key. I'm riding on grace, swimming in mercy. I cannot mess with the name of Jesus. It's the greatest name that frees us. He gave me life, He gave me peace. His love for me will never cease. I stand in awe of what He's done. God's own Son, the risen one. With all my heart I lift Him high. His mercy flows, it'll never run dry. Clap your hands, raise them high, feel His mercy falling from the sky. Spin around, shout His name. Living for Jesus is more than a game. I'm riding on grace, swimming in mercy. His love is real, His power is working. Step by step, I follow His way. Jesus' light shines brighter each day. I'm walking in truth, standing so strong. With Jesus' name, I can't go wrong. Obedience first, His love is my key. I'm riding on grace, swimming in mercy. Left, right, keep moving on. Grace and mercy keep me strong. With Jesus near, I'll never fall. His love is big, His name is all. Obedience is my daily start. True worship flows from a loving heart. With every step, with every move, I'm living for Jesus, my life's the proof. I'm riding on grace, swimming in mercy. His love is real, His power is working. Step by step, I follow His way. Jesus' light shines brighter each day. I'm walking in truth, standing so strong. With Jesus' name, I can't go wrong. Obedience first, His love is my key. I'm riding on grace, swimming in mercy. Riding on grace, swimming in mercy. His love is real, His power is working. Step by step, I follow His way. Jesus' light shines brighter each day. Riding on grace, swimming in mercy. With Jesus' love surrounding me. Obedience first, His love is my key. I'm riding on grace, swimming in mercy. I stand in awe of all You've done. Your grace surrounds me like the rising sun. Every breath I take, every step I choose, Lord, it's all for You, I can't refuse. You gave it all to set me free. Now I give my everything willingly. No turning back, no fear inside. I'm Yours forever, Lord, be my guide. My heart is Yours, my life is Yours. Every dream, every open door. Take my hands, take my soul. You're the one who makes me whole. My heart is Yours, my life is Yours. Forevermore, forever Yours. When the world feels dark, You're my light. You lead me through the longest night. In every trial, in every storm, I find my peace in Your loving arms. I'll follow You wherever You lead, for in Your love arms lifted high, surrendered all, you are my life. Take my heart, take all of me, I am yours for eternity. Here I stand, with arms lifted high, surrendered all, you are my life. Take my heart, take all of me, I am yours for eternity. My heart is yours, my life is yours. Every dream, every open door. Take my hands, take my soul. You're the one who makes me whole. My heart is yours, my life is yours. Forevermore, forever yours. My heart is yours, my life is yours, forevermore, forever yours. My heart is yours, my life is yours, forevermore, forever yours. Forever
Good evening, class. Welcome to another session of Data Security and Privacy. My name is Professor Richard Boateng, and I'll be your lecturer. I'm joined here by, Dr. Agozi Divine. I don't know whether he's on. But those of you who are joining us for the first time, please rename yourself and then Eben, Finat, Frank Abeno. Rename yourself and add your index number as we did last week. Okay. How's the week been so far? Everybody is quiet.
Hello, Doc.
Yes, please.
I think it's been very hectic, because initially that wasn't how the program was supposed to run. So everything, because we are working and after work you need to stay in and go through all the lectures. It's a bit tiring because now there's limited time to actually, study because sometimes after class you need to go through and then do some practicals so you could properly understand. Especially for me on the Python class. Sometimes I need to leave afterwards go through, but because of the limited time that we have. So, but then I believe this is what we signed up to, so we'll be fine.
Oh, you're right. This is my advice. Sometimes if you are doing the whole crash weekend one, it's also not easy. You have about 8 lectures in a day, and by the time you finish, you can't even remember any of them because you're already tired, and it's kind of it's draining. And then everybody comes to give you an assignment too, so it becomes another big issue. So this is my advice for you. Those of you who are studying Python, there's so many tutorials online. So anything you don't get, you can even tell ChatGTP to teach you Python, to teach you. And there are several tutorials on the internet. And I believe that the lecturer who is teaching you also recorded last year's own. So you can even ask for the videos from last year's own. So you can even watch it ahead of time. So take advantage. If you've got friends from the previous classes, ask them for the videos too. But take advantage of the sessions that you may want to learn from. In terms of the internet, use that for example. Um, let's give you an example of mine. Let me just digress a little bit and go to YouTube and show you something. So, for example, if you go to YouTube and you search for Richard Watson Studios, I have different pages for different things, but the one that will be for good for this particular program, Richard Watson Studios. Okay, so if you go there, you'll find this. This is it. You'll find my videos here. I see data privacy is even there. This week what I've been teaching and stuff. And the other things I teach on data, those I taught last year, data governance and stuff. But if you go to the playlist to help you, so the playlist, for example, will show you the different things I've been teaching for some time now. But what I wanted you to look at is the previous year's group. It was called data. That one I didn't write even 2000. I forgot data privacy. I think I can rename it. This one. Yes, let me edit it and just add 2024 class so that you can know that it's 2024. So for example, the things I'll be teaching in the next sessions, you can actually look at the full playlist. And today, for example, I'm doing this one, foundations for that one. Then there are other sessions that sometimes you see a session that has two versions of it. That because maybe there are 2 or 3 classes for that. So I end up emphasizing. And sometimes I also change the content a little bit based on the students who are in the class, but the details are there. So I can share the link on the class platform. If I put a class platform, it may cause confusion. Okay. Because people will think that that's the current one. So the group that we have here, the video, the class that we're having here, I'll put it in the chat room here. But if you want this year's group, all the class, I'm teaching 2 classes this year. This is the playlist. So there are 2 of them there, one from last week and one from yesterday. But your own from last week, I've not added yours. But it's the same time teaching. But it's better you can even listen to another class and get the idea. Maybe probably say something and explain it better in the other class, or somebody ask a question there. But I'll add yours today to it. I'll add yours today and last week. So when I have it, I'll add it to it before I delete it from my computer. So you have mine here. Yeah. But if we were going to go to series, for example, if we're going to look at Python for beginners, even there's Python for beginners here. So Python for beginners, there's quite a lot of people. So Python for beginners, there's quite a lot of them there. And then Dr. Divine, I don't know whether he himself he has taught any Python before. Dr. Divine, have you taught any Python anyway?
Hello, Prof. Sorry, yeah, I didn't quite get you.
The students are looking for things that will make them learn some of the courses quite easy. So I know you're a very good lecturer, and I don't think you're the one teaching Python. So I was asking that, do you have any Python tutorial you have done yourself that you can share with them, or a recommended one that you know on YouTube that is using Python or something like that that you can share with them?
Okay,
You
I
can look
have
for it.
some.
Look for it and compile it, and then whilst we have the class, I'll give you
Yeah, but this guy is good. Mosh Hamadani, he's really good. He does it, I know, from basics. The one currently
Okay, so class, you said the one
I've used,
learning coding in Python in 1 hour. This guy, the Mosh, and then the one that
yeah,
we
Mosh Hamadani, yeah. He
so,
has a whole course, a bouquet on it, very, shortly paced for people and everything. But I have some other ones. Maybe I could also share that. Also broken it down very
okay,
and more practical. So maybe I could
okay.
later on. Yeah.
So because the class program they are doing, they are not able to pick up everything in class. And sometimes if they are on their own, they have questions, they are confused. So I believe that if we give them these resources, I think it will help them. So class, Dr. Divine has recommended this particular person. It seems he's done a lot, different versions. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
and then Kevin Cookies. Yeah, this guy
Say
is
the
also
name
very
again.
no, I'll put
much.
the link. I'll put the link
Okay.
in the chat room here. So better use the link. Please use the link. Use the link because you may go there, then you may even have a pirated version of the by guy's own online. Have a good video. Somebody will repost it and say it is for him. So I advise you that just use the link and get directly to him. Okay, so those ones have gone there. So there's quite a lot. There's quite a lot. And always look for one that you can connect with. It's not every lecture that you can connect with. So me, I when I'm studying online, I take my time look for one that I can connect with. Yeah. And some of them they even use examples that are quite friendly and more relevant to the field of work that you are doing. Some use very technical examples and sometimes over the top. So it doesn't nothing enters the head, but please. So I've partially solved the Python problem for this day. Is there any other problem? If not, then let's go to our session. Rachel, you're going to say something. Rachel, Sakai, yes, you said something on Sakai. I've not said the question I gave you in Sakai yet. I'll set it there. I just that Sakai was just made available to you people, I think 2 or 3 days ago, and quite a number of people are now getting conversant to me. So I didn't want to just go ahead and say everybody go to Sakai again. But I'll get it done. I'll set the assignment I gave you last week. I'll set it up there. Then you put it there. Okay. So Rachel, I'll solve your problem Frank, is there any issue? Otabo, is there any
Yeah,
issue?
yeah,
No,
yeah. Just
I'm
to add
fine,
up
sir.
to
Thank you. Okay, Frank, sorry.
what my okay.
Frank, were you going? You are thanking me. Okay, Otabo, go ahead. You have
No, I was saying to add up to what my colleague said. It has been a very stressful week because of the way the timetable has been rescheduled. Some of us saw the earlier timetable and we made arrangement at our workplaces to wake up, and it has been changed to every day, evening session, and then the weekend. So some of us have not really settled yet. Things are just running through our mind. We don't know how to grapple with it, but I'm sure after some few days we will settle. For
okay. So
example,
let's,
me, the nature, for example, the nature of my job, right after classes start today, I have to travel and sometimes I drive myself. So with assignments, we had some group assignments. I've been able to tackle that. But with yours, I'm about to wrap up with it.
don't
So
worry.
it's
Don't
yeah,
worry.
it's a challenge to me.
Dr. Divine, I plead with you. Talk to HOD and then plead with everybody giving assignments that you shouldn't be collecting assignments within the 5 weeks. It will stress them. So you can give them different assignment pays, but give it reasonable time. For example, I'm giving them something. They thought I collected last week. I'm not collecting it, but I'm going to give them time to, as they even gain a better understanding. People go back and even revise the answer they give. So let's give them time. Let them give at least 3 weeks for each assignment or 4 weeks, so they have enough time before exams to actually. I know the assignment is being given to test their knowledge and stuff, but if we do the assignment scheme that we give to the last group, the one that the main those who are taking the main program, that every Sunday there's something and there's a quiz and to break them down, please. I'm pleading with you for them that you are the coordinator. You have heard their passionate appeal that you're asking for. Because the way we do the program is also informs them in their office. Can you imagine that an MD sponsors somebody to come and then we mess up the program like this? The MD will not sponsor anybody in the office to come again. So let's be careful that part of how we handle them also sells the program. So please, as the court coordinator, take our concerns, including my concern that I plead with you that that they should make me flexible about submission of the time, the deadline for assignment. I'm not saying don't give assignment, but flexible with the deadlines. Flexible with the deadlines, please. You just let them have the assignment, but flexible with the deadlines. Class, is that okay? I made that appeal.
Yes, Doc.
Yes, Doc, I think it's fine.
Prof, we are grateful.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Doc.
Dr. Divine, we need to hear your voice that you have heard. The way you are quiet, it's like you have not heard.
Ah, Prof, I'll give it a shot. All right. So I'll speak with
Please go and fight
my
for it. We don't want a shot. Go and fight for it like Mahama. Go and fight for us. I beg you.
Prof. Prof, you know the system.
I don't know that. I
I
don't
can
know the
only make
system.
I
I
can
don't know
only
the
make
system.
an appeal to a professor or a senior colleague as to how he manages
No,
his
no,
course.
make it through the HOD so that it comes at a stronger point. I beg you.
All right, many
To
thanks. Sure.
make it through the HOD. That we realized with this in our class we saw this issue going up, and some of them are really confused, like they are trying to get their feet together. Let's note that this is not all add to the numbers. Let's not think that let's brush that aside and stuff. But you see, they'll persevere, but you can give them a pleasant experience or an unpleasant experience. All of them have an effect on whether the customer will come back or refer you. The customer will collect the product too, but he knows the pain has gone through to get the service, and it may not go for us. And some of these people, as I mentioned to us the other time, they are the same people that we want funding from to come and sponsor programs in our department, come and help us build an AI lab and all those things. One person here can just sponsor an AI lab. We have seen it. It was in the same kind of class like this that I talked to one of the honorables got us, so come for 750 or this thing and renovate the undergraduate lab. And he did it for us. No one person. So let's not think that they are not important. They are important to our own future of the program. So please, some of the ladies here, they control businesses and they themselves can do it, or they can talk to the right people to do it. Last time somebody told me that he listens to my lectures with the boss, because the boss likes the data issues that we're discussing in terms of data governance. So he has been sitting in, and I didn't even know. So just imagine that I've been speaking and just been talking anyhow. How will it go for us? So please let's Me, I can tell you that in my career in the business school, the students have recommended me more than ever anybody has recommended my life. One of the first projects I worked for USAID, a student was in class and saw that I've been recording my videos. I want to tell them that if you want somebody to do proper video tutorials for Africa region, come and talk to him. So they took me, I and somebody in Gimpa, and they saw the Gimpa people did Kululu and they gave it to the one in Gimpa. After 1 week, he couldn't do it. So, but the guy in Legon can do it. Let him do it for us. And it changed my life forever. So I'm begging, let's not, USA is not anymore. So I can say that story. But what I'm trying to point out is that the students here carry power. Some will carry power in future, some carry power now. So let's accord them the respect when they plead with us that they need help. Thank you very much. So, Dr. Divine, if you go to department meeting, you want me to say some, I'll say some. But thank you very much. Okay, so today, on off the record, we have solved some issues. Every week we'll do a little bit of checking to see the health of the program. Then we can go ahead. Okay, it's good to in knowledge transfer. It's good to do it during the issue, not after. Then you learn after they have gone through. Then you learn it and go improve next year. But let's improve it as we are going on. Okay, so today we are talking about the basic principles of information security, the types of data security threats, evolution of data security threats, and understand the data lifecycle. It could be a fast pace, but we have got a lot of examples and some tutorials and case studies in it. And Dr. Divine is here to also share because it's going to be technical today. So we'll both put our technical experience in it. What I mean by technical, we're talking about getting into people's machines and stuff and how people do that. So the first thing is that last week we talked about what information security is. And to reflect on what we mentioned, we talked about the fact that information security is the broader discipline that what we are trying to study belongs to. And we also emphasize that information security looks at the protection of information assets, paper and non-paper or digital. So sometimes somebody may burn a place so that the paper-based information will be destroyed. But the one which is digital may be stored on a server, so you may not get access to it. Then we also talked about data privacy, which we said that's more about your personal identifiable information, the one that is supposed to be yours, identify you, your right to keep it, the right to share it, your right to say who has access to it, the right to say when the person even has access to it, and how long the person has access to it. So, and what the person can do with it. That's where data privacy comes in. But data security, on the other hand, it's a broader. It looks at the assets that tend to focus on the security of the digital data. And we also talked about the fact that you can have data security without having data privacy. But you cannot have data privacy without establishing a security protocols. We talked about that last time. Data. So somebody have come ensure that there's security of our data, but then some people may abuse the way they use the data and how they have access to it and what they use it for. So and that means without the permission of the owner of the data, the data subject. That's who the data tends to describe. So that one privacy may have been breached, but security may have not been breached entirely. So we can have data security, but not have data privacy. But to have data privacy, we want to have full-fledged security. Okay. Now, information security, the digital and paper-based, tend to ride on three principles, which you call the CIA, not the CIA intelligence institution. There's confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now, confidentiality deals with the fact that those who have access to it, the data, have the right to have access to it. Those who have access to the data, for example, you students have applied. There's a coordinator and the head of department. They have access to your full data. I'm a lecturer in the department. I don't have access to your full data because at the end of the day, we are establishing confidentiality. So who will recommend you to be admitted and who will not recommend you to be admitted is the HOD and the coordinator. But it has nothing to do with me. I'm teaching you only just one course. I was a head of department and I finished around 2015. At that time, I had control. Now that I'm not the head of department, that control has been relinquished. I don't have access from it, has been taken away from me. So we are establishing that Boateng doesn't have access to the data, but Boateng belongs to the department. However, when it comes to the core data security and privacy, Dr. Divine and I have access to the data. have access to entry of the marks, but the HOD doesn't have access to entry of the marks. He can view, but he cannot change your marks. If there's anybody who can change the marks, it has to be with me and Dr. Divine, because we are the lecturers on the course. Now, Dr. Professor Afodazi, Anthony Afodazi may be teaching you, let's say, Python, and or Dr. Banro may be teaching you statistics. Now, what is interesting is that even though the Banro is teaching statistics, Banro is the only person who has access to changing the records in the statistics in terms of entry of the result. Dr. Divine doesn't have it, even though he's a coordinator. Dr. Divine only has access to viewing it. But this course, Dr. Divine has access to viewing it and editing because he's a named lecturer on the course. So coordinator will give you access to the person's application profile, but doesn't give you access to the courses that you are not teaching the person. Confidentiality. It's the same thing has to do with medical record. I've just used this class to be able to explain it. So undisclosed, unauthorized disclosure. In fact, that is even another interesting thing. There's a time that a window that we are supposed to make available your records of what you did in this course and how much you passed. Now, even if Dr. Divine, as the coordinator, at the end of the day, I submit, he has view access only. But the time is not up for him to give you, he's not authorized within terms of time to tell you that, oh, these are the students who are passed, these are the students who are going on. It is an error for him to go and disclose the thing before time. So you call Dr. Divine and say that, please, Dr. Divine, I want to know whether I passed this course or not. And he look at the window, his examination program. We are now still marking. We have not finished examination. How does he tell you your results? It is in error for him to disclose the results to you in terms of, so confidentiality can breach because of time too. Because time too is a measure of access to. Examination is ready. I don't know whether I've seen any examination in UG before. The same starts at 2:30. Or you can come to exam hall at 2 o'clock. You sit down and the exam paper will be given to you, but you cannot start work until 2:30. That means that we are not giving you the if you get up at 2:50 for 29 and then you are leaving and you don't come back, in fact, you may not even be allowed to come back, because if you leave and you go, you have not written the exam. At 2:30 when we start, you can't leave until 30 minutes to after one. If it's a 2-hour paper, until 30 minutes to time, you can also 1.5 hours have to pass. So confidentiality has to do with time too. So please take note of that. Integrity ensures that data remains accurate and consistent throughout the time that we are transferring the data, using the data, and storing the data, and making accessible to others, and disseminating the data. So if in between the time somebody is able to get in and alter the data, that means that or did do an alteration to the data, then we say integrity has been breached. Now, what is interesting is that you can have integrity that has been breached because of unauthorized alteration. You are authorized to alter it. So let me give an example again. The university says that after we have finished marking the things and declare the results to Kwame and Co, the rest of the people in the class, George Disu, Benedicta, Beatrice Asari and Co. Interestingly, when the time is over and then you come back next semester, the university locks the entry where we can touch the entry or editing of the examination records. In case after a student comes and say that, say, I don't have a problem with the results, can you just look at it humbly? And the lecturer goes to realize that there are two Beatrices and interchange their results. The lecturer cannot go inside and just alter it because of what? Unauthorized alteration, the time has closed. He has to write a letter to his head of department, explain. The head of department has to believe it and then send it to the dean. The dean has to believe it and send it to the provost. The provost has to believe it before he send it to the director of academic affairs, who in some cases may even first send it to VC. So before that thing will be changed, a letter will then be written to you and tell you that you have been approved. And when you are approved, it will still not be open. You will carry that approval letter to the ITD, that's the IT Information Technology Directorate. Look for Mr. Vincent, who is in charge of access to the where the max point is. I don't want to mention the details of it so that hackers can go for it, but look for that person. That person will open the thing for you for that maybe for within maybe 2 hours. You are supposed or 1 hour. You're supposed to go in and enter. He will take a log of it. So that in case you went inside and you're changing Benita Asari's own and Benita Boateng's own, then you did the interchange. Then you went on to go and touch George Deceased own, and he made George Deceased get from B plus to A. They will write a query, and you'll be investigated for what you did on George's own. The rest of the other two have been approved, but you went to touch George's own because the log will point out. So if they take the log and see that that is it, you can be called, you can be summoned. No, you will be summoned. Because after that, they take all alterations, they vet them at the end of the academic year. So in fact, you can vet it, do it, and then a year will pass. One day you'll be sitting down at Kutubabi, relaxing with your friends, and they will call, please, you have been called to a disciplinary committee. Go and explain why you changed your GC 2 years ago. If you don't take a job, the is even gone, no, but you go and answer. So this is what we call unauthorized alteration. But there's unintended alteration. Interestingly, when you enter something in Excel, it happens on the same platform too. And you enter Kwame's own 35. Then you do enter. It will enter in the 35, it will go into it, and to move to the next box. So just in case as you were going to save, you click 5. It may change what is in the next box, which may be AC Kwamina 2, maybe because there are 2 Kwamina or something like that. And to change the AC Kwamina to 5, you didn't see it. This is unintended alteration. You didn't intend to alterate, might have alterated. The only question is that you didn't even know that you had done it. So how would they tell that this is unintended alteration? So lecturers are told that anytime you finish entering rates and you save it, take the one that you have and take the other one, the hard copy, and go through and check whether everything is as is. Because sometimes what you don't realize is that you may not have intended, and then you may have even interchanged Beatrice and Beatrice Asari and Beatrice Boateng. You have interchanged their marks. So we always advise you to check so that if there's any type of unintended alteration, you can inform. Okay. Then you also have okay, availability. But let me explain another thing about unintended alteration. There can be intended alteration too, which is unauthorized. So unauthorized can be intended. Let me give you an example. So there was an issue in one of the banks, and it was echoed to us, or it was narrated to us by one of the former students, that in the bank, you know that some banks, some companies, when they want to pay salaries, they have got their bank account and they send an Excel sheet and say that this guy will get this guy will get that, and then you run the Excel sheet in the bank and then make payment to everybody. Those were the times before you could actually be given a secure access and you can do the transfers by yourself. Now they are doing that. Even University of Ghana is doing that. But in the past, you send a batch Excel sheet and they will send it there and they will do it. The bank will do it for you. Now, those times, what happened was that a gentleman realized that in case anybody is supposed to be paid some money, let's say 2,000 Ghana cedis or 2,500 Ghana cedis, or maybe 10,000 Ghana cedis, there is always some pesos on it. So 10,000 Ghana cedis, 0.67 pesos, 2,000 Ghana cedis, 0.82 pesos. He was taking all the pesos and he ran it up out of 200 employees and he put it into his account. So people didn't notice until after 3 months, one of the operational staff who doesn't receive that much, but always is looking at whenever he gets his pay slip, he adds it to what is in his account and knows that, okay, if I add this 2,067 pesos to my something 33 pesos, I will move to maybe 2,300. So he realized 3 months, every time the money comes, when he calculates, it doesn't move to an even number as he's expecting it to move. So he drew the bank, the institution attention, and the institution started realizing that a lot of the employees were having similar issues. But most of the employees were not checking because we are getting 10,000, 5,000, 8,630.02 percent. So they are not taking that part into consideration. Only for them to realize that they informed the bank to come and realize that this guy has been very fast, up to a tune of over 100,000 Ghana cedis every month, because the employees were quite a lot. And I think he was doing it for employees and even people who were contract staff and the vendors of the company. He has just been taking the coins on it, the pesos on it, just like that. So please, and that one is breach of confidentiality. He has also altered done some integration in terms of unauthorized alterations too, etc. Now, availability ensures that data and systems are available when needed. Okay, so for example, I'm in an organization um, I'm using the internet to be able to process people's records. Then I realized that at the same time we are doing this plenty salary payments, the internet is slow. Only for you to realize that the guys in marketing are just streaming videos and watching online, and they are watching fun videos and stuff. Why? And it's affecting the bandwidth. So what will happen when I want to open a page to do the payments? It slows down. What they have done is that they have kind of compromised the network, so I'm not having continuous access to the platform for payments. So availability is constrained. And that one is what we are talking about in terms of information security. Now, somebody said, my problem, this is not that much a big deal. It's a very big deal. Those of you who have tried getting booking a hall of residence for your brother or sister in University of Ghana, you can tell me the truth, what you have been going through. You realize that sometimes you go there, they open the portal, within 10 minutes, the rooms are finished. That's an issue of availability. We are having a lot of people having access to our platform. Some time ago, when you do that, even within 5 minutes, people cannot even book anymore because it's we have denial. So that page becomes unavailable because the number of people who are trying to connect to book over 10,000 connections. And we are doing that on the server. Our website was hosted by us ourselves. So when they do that, it will crash. The page will crash and it cannot take in the number of individual connections or unique connections. So we went and moved our system to Amazon. Amazon has a better cloud services so that we can be able to manage the load that is coming. Now, usually call this denial of service attack. It's like a lot of connections to the machine and then to the service center, and the service center cannot serve them. So it everybody's denied, and the thing crashes down. So when they did that, what we realized by another person's observation, yes, we can book, but those who are in the US book faster than those who are in Ghana. Why? Because the server is there, and those who are in the US, before you say Jack, they are booked for their friends there. So somebody thought that coming to campus and coming to book will make it faster. Those are the other time, but now it was not making it because the server is there. Before you travel, you travel from Ghana with your request, pass through the mains, pass through Morocco, get to Europe and go to America. Somebody in America has booked already. This is about milliseconds of access. So I'm just telling you. So you say about it's very significant. You are the one who thinks it's not significant. If any of you have realized, have you tried listening to radio, City FM or any of the FM station live? Listen to it on two different devices. Sometimes even on your computer and then on your phone. And you see one will lag and one is ahead of and one is behind. And so you can't even tell who is the one who is live. Because one is a little few milliseconds behind. Who has experienced that before?
It happens.
Prof, yeah.
You have experienced it, good. So
Yes, it happens. Okay.
good. And you realize the difference. So in that same difference in terms of transfer, somebody too can sit on the system and then that do some alteration in terms of the information that's been communicated. But this is what availability has to do with the fact that when we need access, we can have access to it. And even in Teams meetings, oh, okay, that's good. Even in Teams meetings, good. Consider an online ticketing website with a major consent sale. If the system crashes and it's not available, it could lead to a massive revenue loss and disappointed customers. It happens a lot. Now, this is a club card. A club card is a reward card. Does anybody have seen a reward card before? I think Ghana, some companies are, I think, Melcom has a reward card, and then Palace Mall has a reward card. But who knows what a reward card does? What does a reward card do? James.
You use it to get discount, especially the Malcolm one.
Okay. But how do you get a discount?
So after you purchase, they scan it. They scan it with their device, and then it calculates some discounts. I don't know how the system
Before you
works.
can get a discount, it would accrue points, and the points is what helps you to get more discounts. Do you understand me?
Oh, okay.
So to accrue points on the card, and then you can be able to know the worth of your discount. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, George, this is actually when you are focused too much on one element, can it weaken the others? Yes. So you can have confidentiality, right? Integrity can be constrained, can be compromised. You are right. So let me just so this one that's for Tesco. Tesco has a similar thing, but they can give it as a family card, and then they will give these small key holders to everybody, and they will give the credit card type of the card to the father or the mother or to the both of them. But the children and other people in the house who just want to, if it's not the mother's like the key holder one. The reason is that anytime you go and shop, any child in the house, any person in the house on that family account can be able to pick points for the family. So the points can accrue faster. So sometimes some parents even let their children have it so that whilst they're in the university, they'll be using it because when their family is shopping, it accrues for the whole family. So there was a family that the husband collected for the whole family. And then at the end of the month, you see what happens is that at the end of the month, Tesco brings you a email. No, it doesn't email. It sends you a letter with coupons in it. And in that coupons, it shows you what you have been using your card for. So the coupons will give you like extra some kind of discount, like just as the gentleman just said, discount on some of the products in Tesco, and even the one that you like buy, and other ones in the same product line for you to try. And if there are new promotions, you will get it first. So it kind of access to those who are faithful customers. So then at the end of the month, they came and then there was some coupons in it. There are coupons for certain things for shopping in the kitchen, some kind of family, some kind of food lines like you are buying this Starkist and stuff. Who knows that some of our Starkist and our fish products, the packaged ones, what I spent, the one from Myrock, I saw it in UK shops the time I used to live in the UK. So some of the products that we eat here, produced in Ghana here, especially duty free or free zone. You see them in the UK shops and the US shops too. So this in this particular scenario, this gentleman, the card came, the wife opened it, saw the coupons, she was happy. Then she saw coupons for lubricants and then condoms and stuff. Then there was an issue. Who is the one buying it? It's not the children. The children are not even of age to that age, or to the extent the children don't buy those things because when the parents give them the money, they know what they buy. Then they realize that the woman is not the woman. Then who else? Oga. Oga is the one who is buying it. So it became a big issue. Oga was denying, but at the end of the day, you are two adults in the house. There are no who else can buy. So the question was that it affected the marriage. The marriage went the other way, and this was a story in the Mirror. And the man was angry that he was suing Tesco. And Tesco reminded him that fine print that is there, the family card. So anybody, if you buy and you are using the card, whatever you buy on the card is what you give you. He was saying that why didn't they send it to him alone? But what address did you put in the thing? The address you put is there. You put the other woman's address so that they will go to the other woman. The other question is that why were you collecting points on even these items? You could have chosen not to collect points on these items, but you chose to collect points on these items. Anyway, so the guy. Now, in this scenario, which of them has been breached? Is it confidentiality, integrity, or availability? Which of them has been breached? Yeah, James Amuzu, I see your vote. Okay, Magnus.
Prof, I believe this is confidentiality has been breached.
Confidentiality has been breached. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But anybody with a different opinion? Yes, I see a hand. Angela, the women want to talk. Yes, let the women talk. They are the
Okay, so
ones.
I don't think anything has been breached.
Hey, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Why? Because the man signed for it.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, okay. But is it privacy? Is it a privacy issue? Or he didn't read well?
Probably.
Okay. So the women are saying nothing has been breached, but the men are saying that confidentiality is interesting. The men are believing that confidentiality has been breached.
Prof, I also don't think that nothing has been breached.
Uh-huh.
I,
Why?
nothing has been breached because the man provided the address and everything by himself. It wasn't that he provided something else and they sent it to something else.
Yes, true. I understand what you're saying. Okay,
So
good.
Doc, where I'm coming from, I'm in the banking sector here,
Okay.
and with some, it's just like you having a joint account with your wife.
Yes, please.
You understand? You sign a contract and everything, So when you come to the, let's say you, in this scenario, let's say you have the husband has a side chick somewhere and he's been using money from the account on his side chick
Yeah.
whatsoever. We've had an instance like that at my place
Okay.
where the man fell ill, like he felt so sick. Then the wife came to the bank to like get money and order from their account. So
Mm.
she first took their statement and found out that all that was happening. Now this is the case, the woman gets angry and says she's not going to do anything about it. And she left the man like that to suffer. So something like this, you can't say that um you we've breached anything because after all you signed the contract.
Okay.
So
And then and the woman is
Of
signature.
I think Angela is breaching confidentiality.
no, I'm not reaching because I haven't given you any.
There's no
It's just an example.
personal
I've
identifiable
given no
information shared. Yeah,
information.
yeah, none of them has been shared. But I
Yeah.
think he has not mentioned any of the bank. But he has breached
Oh.
what he has breached is the banking sector of Ghana. Anyway, but she didn't even tell us whether she's working in Ghana. She could mention that she's working abroad. Who knows?
Thank you.
Okay, but actually, what she's saying is true. And these issues, when we sign joint accounts and we are sharing this, we are not careful. We like to go ahead and just sign for the packages. Even Netflix account. I don't know whether people realize Netflix account, you and your wife, and you have been watching certain 19 and 8, above 18 movies alone. And you think your wife will not see it on the card, and you have been watching maybe LGBT movies. And she's wondering who is the one watching LGBT movies. But you are sharing a joint account. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say on Netflix. So whatever you watch, if you don't clear, it will be there. Even if you clear, you go to the back end and you log in. There's a place that shows that all the things you have been viewing. So it is better you both of you agree that this movie should be watched, and you actually go into the system and you block them. Those movies should not be suggested. The funny thing about Netflix is that when you watch one, then the next day your wife can say, continue watching from here. And then you ask that, and you see the continue watching, there are two of them. If you made a mistake and you clicked on it, it will not have gone a lot of far. So it may be first 1 second then to go. But middle, continue watching from here, or episode 3. Episode 3, that means that you have been watching and watching and watching. Maybe when a woman travels, then you also watch. So at the end of the day, it is better that you have your independent Netflix account. Whatever you watch is up to the two of you. But if you have a joint account, anything that you are signing, we don't look at the security implication. The other issue is joint computer. There's a family computer that everybody's using. Somebody come and is searching for things, and he doesn't realize that the search engine will keep record of what you are searching for. I hope you understand me. So sometimes you have to be very careful of how you share your information. But somebody say, I'm an adult, I don't care. And they say, but you are got from even sometimes your child is also using the same computer. I hope you understand. When he types S and these words things are dropping, X and then all these things are dropping. And if you are not very careful, you will see your child being traumatized by the things you're going to see because you, the parent, you didn't see have any problem about it. So please let's just be careful and understand what it means to have a joint account and joint access to the same information assets. Yes, James Amazon.
Yeah, Prof.
Yes, please.
On the joint account and then the case of the club card
Yes,
and the delivery of the items they've been purchasing to the address. Sometimes, especially with the bigger companies, they have terms and conditions that you sign.
yeah,
That spells out everything concerning what you are signing for. But the problem is that they write those terms and conditions in very, very tiny font and will be so much that you will not be able to finish reading before you sign up.
yeah,
Sometimes you just click agree, and later you suffer the consequences. Why don't we have a law or something that should compel those companies to spell out whatever terms and conditions in clear terms, in few words, so that anybody that is signing up for such things know exactly what they are signing up for?
yeah. Actually, it's true, and I think you are right about it. Just that sometimes there is buried in the fine print, and it's very small, so you can't do. And we are also eager to get the service. I hope you understand. We are very eager to get a service, so we don't realize it. Let me give you an example. When you actually sign up for Netflix and all those things, it is there. The information is saying that this one, Netflix doesn't even want you to share. In fact, Netflix has been trying as much as possible for people not to share accounts. But haven't you even realized that your brother comes and says, "Oh, give me your Netflix, make I watch more." Your own brother will even ask you that share your Netflix subscription with me, and we don't think that there's any problem with it. And that creates and because the way Netflix is, you can actually sign on a number of devices at a time. So if you give it to your brother can also sign on the device too and then use it to watch. And your sister can also sign on the device to watch. But if it's on the same account, everybody will be watching there. It will accrue the profiles just the same, unless they all create different profiles. Then when you create different profiles, you can have passwords on it to prevent people from entering your profile. But the person who has the super profile has knowledge on everything that's going on. Anyway, I think that in future, and I've been saying this tonight, we need to develop code of ethics or privacy rules and stuff for the home to educate parents and educate, because sometimes even you, the parent, the child even knows more than you. The child that you are giving the computer and laptop, he even knows more than you. He knows the thing that you think you have closed it, he can open it again and you don't even know he has opened it. So let's just be very careful. And as much as possible, if you're dealing with kids, try to have a supervisor account using the Google system. So you can supervise what your child does. If you have a Chrome, so giving them a normal laptop, even if you give them a tablet, you can actually put Google allows you to put a family supervision account on it so that you can supervise your children, close certain pages from how them have any tests. Maybe later I'll just demonstrate it for you guys to be able to see. Okay, so now let's look at one of the case studies. I think I saw Barbara Atto. Can you read for us the first set? Barbara, we can't hear you. You have unmuted, but we can't hear you. Okay, I don't think she's ready. Okay, Beatrice, will you want to step up?
Okay, sir. Case study, TechFin Corporation security breach. TechFin Corporation is a leading fintech company offering a range of financial solutions, including mobile payments, lending, and insurance. With over 10 million users, they hold vast amounts of sensitive data, from bank details to personal identification information. TechFin prides itself on its innovative approach and robust security protocols. Incident. On Monday morning, a group of hackers launched a simultaneous attack on TechFin Corporation systems. Attack comprised.
Okay.
Prof.
Yes, I've done it. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, please. Okay. Confidentiality breach. The hackers infiltrated the company's cloud storage and accessed thousands of users' financial data. The confidential data was
Okay, she's gone off. The confidential data was sold on the dark web, leading to multiple.
perpetrate manipulated transaction records.
Okay.
Prof, please, did you say something?
No, you went off by continue. Continue. You went off.
Hello?
You went off by continue.
Okay, please. Okay, please. Integrity compromise. The perpetrators manipulated transaction records, inflating loan amounts and altering repayment schedules, causing chaos and distrust among customers. Availability attack. A distributed denial of service DDoS attack was launched, rendering the mobile app and websites unavailable for users for 48 hours. Thousands of transactions were disrupted, causing both financial loss and reputational damage.
Thank you very much. So if we look at this case, which of them do you think was most expensive breach? Is it the confidentiality, integrity, or availability? Which of them do you think is the most expensive breach? Or whatever will cost more to the organization? Or which of you with them do you think? Yes, anybody who yes, Millicent. Thank you very much. I hope you are doing well.
Yes, I am. Confidentiality breach
Confidence. Why?
because the customer's information was sold onto the dark web.
Okay.
And so the people that bought the information have access to it. And once people have access to your information, there's no way you can like log onto their system to delete it. So I think confidentiality breach.
Okay. The effect of the issue was that they lost customers lost trust on the platform and went to competitors. They gave them fines and then they lost their competitive hold in the stock market. So Caleb, you are the first time we are hearing from you. So Caleb, what do you think? Yes.
Yeah, Doc. I would also say confidentiality breach.
Okay.
Why? Because you see, most companies or businesses work on trust.
Yes,
There's
please.
trust.
Yes, please.
So if customers realize that they can't trust you with their personal information, you've lost as a business.
Yes.
Because a business needs customers to operate, and without customers who trust you, then there's no business. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Barbara,
Barbara,
your hand is up.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, I also think confidentiality is going to have much more impact. And as my colleague said, companies need trust to build on. And even after the effect has been done, it's going to take a long time. People are not going to really have that confidence to come back to them to work with them. Yes,
Yeah.
since they lost their information to them.
Okay. Thank you very much, Barbara. And thanks for coming back. So let's see, Ruth. I see Ruth here. I'll come to Maxwell and then do this. Ruth, come go ahead.
Okay, Prof. I think it's integrity because integrity is very vital in business. So once you lose that, you lose respect in the public eye, and then nobody wants to patronize your business.
Okay. So if you were the chief information officer, Maxwell, what do you think you would like to address first to be able to prevent it from occurring? So if you were the chief information officer, Maxwell, what do you think you would like to address first, Maxwell?
Look, I wanted to talk about which one will cause the company.
We are moving ahead. So when you put your hand up, I am the one who choose the question I'll give you. So don't worry.
Look, you relax. I'll think about it. I'll get back to you.
Okay, Judison. Which of them will you, what would you like to do first?
Okay, sir. Just like my colleague, I also wanted to maintain confidentiality, but I think if I'm the chief operation officer, we really have to handle the issue of confidentiality and see how we can put in place measures to make sure hackers do not get into our system easily like that.
Okay,
I have a question.
No, please let's deal with this before I come to your question. So that's the very first step. Block the continuous access. So what will be the second step? What do you be the second step? What do you think will be the second step? Yes,
Doc, can you kindly
Sure.
go back
Okay.
slide one?
Okay, you want to see the slide? No, Judith, I'll finish with you for the first step. I'll come to you for your question, so you don't worry. What will be the second step? So the first step, for the first step, some of you have realized that you would like to deal with confidentiality, which I agree with you. That's the first thing, because that's where the hackers are coming from. So stop the address confidentiality. They infiltrated the cloud storage. So whatever that which was password was they change all the passwords. Whatever that is giving them access, stop it. Then what should be the second step? Stephen, yeah, Atukra.
Yeah, Prof, I think the second step would be the integrity compromise because before you give them access to the website again, you should make sure that all the records have been rectified. before they come and then they see. Because if you give them access to the website and then they go and then they see manipulated, they see inflated loan amounts and all of that, it might even cause them to lose more confidence in the business. So the
Okay,
next one would be to rectify the transactions.
that is a concurrent step, but there should be a step before this one. Yes, Maxwell.
Doc, I think you have to assess the impact of the attack and know how it may be that it wasn't just the information that they got. They could have gotten something else as well.
Yes, but that one is all part of what he's talking about. Do an assessment, correct things, that's good. But there should be something before. Yes, let me go to the ladies. Barbara, and then I'll go to Adele, and I'll come to
Okay.
yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Barbara.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Barbara.
So I think maybe the next step could be to, after they block every password and change everything, they could verify or do a multi-step authentication to verify every user or every device before they allow access.
Okay, so that is still the same thing as the first step of block access and then streamline access. That means that prevent those but there's something that you should do. Yes, I see your hands are fighting to come up. So let me take Genevieve, who has not spoken today.
Please, I think the next step is to verify the level of damage that's
That's the
occurred.
same thing that I think as this Stephen or somebody said, the level of assessment of impact. Yeah, so that's a concurrent step to it. I don't have a problem, you are right, but it's not what I'm looking for. The second step is much more important. Let's
Prof,
see.
can I come?
You can't come back. You wait, let me finish with Angela. Angela, come after that. I can come back to you. Yeah, Angela, come back.
Okay, so Prof, I think after that they should release access to the customers so that it will reduce the panic and keep them calm whilst they
Release access. I don't think now we should release access, but I think what I'm looking for is have to do with the customers, but not the release access. There
so
should
then
be
they should reach out to them,
code. You need to reach out to them. You need to reach out to
apologize
them
and tell them,
because
assure them
the
that
media would have at that time be creating their own story of what
yeah,
happened. So you need to do damage control in the public as soon as possible. Admit what has been done. Tell them assure them, give them reassurance about what you are doing, and concurrently, you can then relinquish access to certain people and then tell them what the step-by-step process, what they should do, where is the reporting line, where do you take your problem to, in case your money has been, you suspect this, look at this. You can also tell them they should go ahead and cancel all third-party services that they have tied to that team account. Because some of them may not even know there's a breach. Somebody may even fly in that morning. I just came from Kumasi, go to Accra, and then I got down from the plane. And the media, the Joy FM is discussing this, CTF is discussing that. I'm confused. Reach out to the customers. One, your your key clients, those the one who will give your key accounts, the one who give you the money actually to run the bank. Contact them and then assure them and give them their personal managers or their relation managers to actually address all their issues. At the same time, go to the media and manage the damage control as people are leaving. So that one is important. Whilst you are doing doing all those kind of stuff. Yeah, but don't go and deny. It's not true. Somebody just want to disturb us. No, 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 no. At this time, you don't do denial. You accept to some extent that something has happened. We realize some of our things have been compromised. We are working on it. Please do not do this, do not do that. Give them assurance that you are doing something about it. And if you have got some first wins, we have been able to source it. We know where it is coming from. If you don't know where it's coming from, don't go say you know where it's coming from. But what I said, I appeal to the customer, address their fears. Somebody thinks that their whole money is gone. Well, you see, people may rush and withdraw their money from your account, from your bank. So you need, like the banker who was telling us earlier, if you don't do something about it, everything will go away. Okay. So these are the things that I was wanted to mention. Now let's come back to
Okay.
Judith.
Okay, like, right?
Judith, You had a question. Let me answer your question and come back.
Okay, so my question, I think you even brought some of them up. It has to do with when companies experience attacks like this. I wanted to talk about the they manage it, how it gets to our customers. You know, sometimes when you have attacks like this and it gets to your customers negatively, it kind of affects you. Sometimes there is some panic withdrawal and it affects the bank.
Okay.
In my space where I work, we experience a lot of these attacks day in, day out.
Yes, please.
Now I remember some years back we had an attack on our ATMs.
Yes, please.
Huge sums were withdrew from the ATMs without using ATM cards and all those things. And I think we didn't manage it well. We made noise about it. And during the period, we realized customers were a bit careful coming to the bank to deposit and all those things. Then later on, we realized that other banks were attacked, like 3 other more banks were attacked in the same way. Some were even attacked more than the attack on those ATMs were even heavier than ours. But they didn't make any noise about it. So my question is, how okay, it's not a question, but it's some kind of a suggestion. How you handle this attack among your customers is very important, so that it doesn't bring about panic withdrawal. And you know, as for bank, the moment panic withdrawal hit you, you are out of business.
Yes, you are right. Thank you very much for for sharing this with us. Ebenezer.
Yes, Prof. Good evening.
Evening,
Prof, mine is a question actually. Prof,
If it's a question, let me address Judy's first. I thought you were going to add to it.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's
I
fine.
think I agree with you seriously. And the question is that should I tell, I shouldn't tell? That's the difficulty that MDs and CEOs have to face. What do I tell my shareholders? How should I even say it? And then what should I say it how do I say it in a way that doesn't lead to panic withdrawals? Now, if your risk assessment and then your preparation is good enough for you to absorb that 6 million Ghana that's gone out, you may want to absorb it quickly and then put the money back. But if it is not, then we'll do the shareholders meeting in the end of the year. You can tell them that we took some from our risk account and we put it inside. We have been able to get money back and we are replacing. Confidence is that you have dealt with it. You have saved everybody's money. Shareholders are happy. Now, if you cannot handle the 6 million and you have only 1 million Ghana cedis and you don't take care, you absorb 1 million and the 5 million are talking. If you don't take it, the 5 people who are in the 5 million bracket, they will go to the media and to become like men's go. By the time you realize the financial ombudsman and the Ministry of Finance, everybody is on you. In fact, it's even worse if one of the ministers has his account with you, it is gone. He will take it to Parliament and then it will make it worse. So you have to be very, very careful how you weigh whether you say or you don't talk. How much can you absorb? How much can you absorb? So I will not say that I have the right answer. I don't have the right answer, but I can tell you that you have to assess very carefully. Now, my next question, let me address the question from Ebenezer, then I can then go to question 3. Yes. So those who want to answer question, take Rhoda and Co and Stephen, get ready. How will you talk to them? We are the shareholders. Give us a speech to assure us that you are doing something about it. How will you go about it? So get ready. Ebenezer, go ahead.
So please, mine is a question.
Hey, then hold on. Then hold on. If you're bringing question, I don't want to listen to it. I want to answer my question. Yes. Hey, Stephen is gone away. Okay, Stephen, you are gone. Rhoda, can you answer it? How will you talk to us? So we are here. Take us as being the employees and the shareholders. Well, maybe Dr. Gozi has $10 million with you, maybe we can have some small $1 million with you. How will you talk to us? So talk to us as a class. The class is your shareholders. Talk to us.
So, first of all, I will inform the.
No, don't tell us what you do. Talk to us that dear, we are there. Talk to us directly. Don't say, talk to us directly. We are the people. We are listening to you.
So, dear shareholders, company ABC has experienced a data breach. This is the extent to which the breach has gone, but we have a mitigation process already put in place. So from that point, I just state a mitigation process.
Now you, this is what
$10 million
this
price
one
is not so confident. Like,
this one, I'll fire. We shall resign. We tell you to resign.
we'll take our money immediately.
We are not assuring us.
But I'm doing a mitigation process.
No, but what assurance is in it? The way you it's a company something. You say we, you didn't even admit. That's one thing you should have done. You didn't should have admitted. You say company, something is doing the company. It's like the company is somewhere, you are somewhere else. Brother, you didn't do well. Please, brother, you go. Is it brother who spoke? Who spoke earlier?
It says me.
Brother, you spoke. Oh, this one day we don't accept. We reject. We take our money away. Yes. James, try it.
Prof, this speech will be a difficult one to give actually, but it will depend on the extent of the breach. If you think it's going to affect the shareholders,
Please, it's going to affect you. We are asking you, give us the speech. Don't give us any explanation around it. If it is an exam question, we gave you.
I want to lay some premise first.
Okay then.
So if it's something that is not significant, perhaps it will go this way. Hello. So I'm the one in charge of the company and you are the shareholder. So you are basically my employer. So hello, my employers. Unfortunately, over the last few days, we've experienced a data breach. However, we are in control. At the moment, we've taken charge of the our systems. We are able to clear off all the attacks, and at the moment, we have no threat to our company. However, maybe I can target some areas. I can mention some areas that were affected and what we have done to take over the company from the hands of the attackers. But assure them that we put in measures in place that this will not recur.
Doc, can I give it a try?
Yes, try.
Okay, so say fellow shareholders, there's been a data breach in our system, and then we acknowledge that this is true, and then we fully take responsibility for this. We recognize what this has caused the company and that of our our customers as well. But then we've taken some actions, some corrective and then preventive actions in place to ensure that this doesn't occur. So we want to reassure the company that we've put in some measures in terms of security tightening and then some auditing principles, and I mean so many things. I'm just trying to give us some steps. So we put some measures in place to ensure that this doesn't occur. So in the first instance, we've acknowledged that there's an issue, and then we take responsibility of it. And then we are showing some concerns in terms of empathy that we are going to get this resolved. Thank you. Hello, sir.
Please say anything.
Hello. Oh.
I think it's gone up.
Maybe his network is bad.
Okay.
No, we had you. So I was going to say, I admitted myself. Mitch, go ahead. But let me comment on yours first. So, Finance, I think you are right. But the thing that you left out is that you didn't tell an assessment of the cost or what you have lost. And then,
Who spoke? Not Fesonat, please.
sorry?
I'm saying it's me. It was Johnny who spoke, not
Oh, Johnny, okay.
Fesonat,
yeah.
please.
Johnny, rather. Johnny. Okay, sorry, Johnny.
Yeah, you're saying something. I didn't hear that bit. So
Yeah, I was saying that, Johnny, Otabo, I was saying that you didn't tell us how much it has cost us. What have we lost? And what we are doing to get it back. So this particular breach has cost us maybe $2 million. The number of accounts that have been compromised is 7,000. However, we have been able to retrieve 6,800. The remaining 200, we are working on it. By close of day, we'll be able to do that. You have to tell us that. You don't tell us the
okay,
thing
so,
without leaving us speculating and asking more questions. Before you call for shareholders, there are two types levels of communication. The first one is to assure them you are doing something. Then another one is to convene them to actually tell them what you have done so far. So you'll be briefing them maybe over a week period. You may be briefing them about 2 or 3 times.
okay, so in any case, you are supposed to provide like a clear recovery roadmap for them, I guess.
You could have even just said that our continuity plan has been put into action. We have been able to do. We are going to revise our policies there and there. But you can say that this is the first briefing. There'll be a second briefing tomorrow, and there'll be a third briefing. So as we progress, we will keep on telling what we have done. It's just like how Ghana police tells you that this is what we have seen done so far. We are on it. We have been able to arrest one person. We are working on it, and then the next day come and brief you. It's always established assurance. I hope you understand. But you did well. You admitted that it was your fault. You pointed out some of where the issues were, and that but you were not specific about some of the things because I know it's just a case study. But there's a lot of information in the case for you to even use to answer. This is a significant breach. So the first thing that I think the other gentleman was talking about is if it's not a significant breach, but this is a significant breach. We all saw it. Yes, Angela.
Yeah, because I wanted to know that you mentioning exact figures, isn't it too much information to the public?
Shareholders are not public. Your shareholders, particularly those who are.
Well, the question there is in the general public.
Yeah, the general public is different. The general public, you have to know how much you're going to tell them. So you are going to communicate to them also, but you may not give them more details. Unless you are sure you have done something about it. Do you understand it?
Yes, please. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Very good. But at least all of you have done well in terms of trying and putting in effort in this scenario. Okay. Okay, good. But thank you. Somebody said you had a question, or it's not. There's no more question.
Yes, Prof. That was me.
Prof, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to know if there are some cases where maybe you have to reach out to your shareholders before you even have to go do the whole tech thing to block accesses from the hackers. Are there, because there are times maybe trying to know exactly where this hacking is coming from. The tech aspect may delay a bit. So are there cases where you have to reach out to shareholders whilst you look for solutions to block accesses?
Yes, please. Because I mentioned that we are going to have multiple communications. So the first level communication is just assurance that you are working on it. We know and you admit that something has gone on. By the time you get to the second day, you will be briefing them more and more and more. So don't tell lies, rather tell them as you get to know. I hope you understand me. And there are different levels. Before you even go to different levels of the stakeholders, you should get clearance internally.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
But let's be careful. You see, the recent issue that we had with Unibank, part of the issue, the statement that was being said on the report was that what they were communicating to Bank of Ghana was not the full extent of the problem. And then either they inflated numbers or they reduced the number, something like that. Now, that part is where you have to be very careful, because if they find it out, sometimes if you are in an industry that is regulated, when the regulator is very strict, he may come after you, and even after you have recovered, still find you. And there could be a class action coming from the consumers about misleading them and not even telling them enough time, giving them on time so they can withdraw their money and take it to another bank, and you made them lose money. So we need to manage information very carefully. You see, what is more difficult is that what happened, the breach came from a rogue employee. Then the guy is part of you, is destroying you. He's like he knows if you pass here, you pass. So even if you are going to say things in the media, you have to be very careful. I remember there was a time that University of Ghana, one of our system, what is the examination or something like that. It was initially, you see, the way institutions develop, sometimes you develop a system that is built around one person. He developed it and stuff, and maybe that person was not a full-time employee, was a contractor or whatever it is. Then later on, this group of people who developed it, you don't know what happened, but they say that people are selling marks. In terms that you go and pay and they change your marks for you. You do your investigation, and you tend to source that some of the team members or developers were doing that. Then all of a sudden you realize that you want to find people and people run away. I don't say run away, leave. And they go to the US, go to UK and everything. The painful thing is that they carry the source code away. So you didn't maybe pay them well. Number two, they were internal staff, but maybe their contracting was some issue. And now the knowledge base, they are carrying the source code away. And you were accusing them that they also were part of it. If you are not very careful, as the thing become a media circus, you have to kill it. And go and plead with the guy on the side. Because if you don't take it, you are taking the source code as held the results ransom. That's even more difficult because it shows that your due diligence was poor. So if you are not very careful and you build systems around one individual, you can have problems like this. And there are no protocols to be able to establish that what you are doing is shared among a larger number. So you spread the risk. That's why sometimes the companies, they rotate employees. Not because somebody's coming after your job. It's because they want to spread the risk. After people become familiar with a position, they tend to abuse or find out the loopholes and they abuse the system. So being an MD is not very easy. Because sometimes you say, Kwame, I don't do this, I'm moving you here, I'm moving you here. Even running churches, you take a senior pastor of this branch and take him here and then somebody will say that, oh, I built the church from ground and now you're taking me, when the money came, you're taking me from there, but another person. But sometimes it's because of some of these things that we rotate people, spread the risk. And sometimes to insecurity, you yourself, you didn't put in the measures. So you can't trust anybody in any position. So whilst you are spreading the risk, you are also the risk. You are also a risk because you don't put in structures that people can trust. You can trust people to be in position for a long time. Please, leadership. You see, one thing about IT is that sometimes the breaches is more behavioral than more technical. We didn't manage a relationship very well. Somebody's angry. He become rogue. Look at what is happening in the AI world. People are being bought for billions of dollars by what's the name? Mark Zuckerberg. He goes and gives somebody $200 million. Leave open AI and come to my end. And there's one woman that she gave $1 billion to. She didn't even leave. Said she won't come. So it's that sense that certain loyalties go beyond money. But some other loyalties, they are wavering. The US is living in Grapple. He's a Chinese or somebody living in it. He just wants to make money and will go back to China and start another startup and come and compete with the US company. So you give him $100 million, it's a very good thing. He's going. He's coming and join you. After a year or two, AI world will change again. Somebody will come again for him and he will jump ship or say that he's resigning. Anyway, let's continue. It's been very interesting discussing this topic. Rhoda, you have your hand up.
Yes, sir. Please, I had a question.
Okay.
It's a First of all, I wanted to know at what point is a data breach communicated to clients? And also, in the instance where a breach is not communicated to clients at all and is resolved, is there a number of years where the client can sue after finding out?
Institutional policy differ. So I will not say that um I will not say that there's one size fits all answer. Let me give you an example. So MasterCard, whom I work with, have an incident reporting system. So 2 weeks ago, we went for a field work and they were doing review. And we were in one of the towns in Accra, in Ghana. And the third party who was working with the team was just chatting about how far they have come and went to mention that, oh, there was even a complaint from one of the participants who said this and said that for example, you give money to people for transportation, and then when you go to this group, you give them maybe 200 cedis, but it includes their food. When you get to the other group, you fed them. So if you don't giving them 200, you give them 100 cedis.
Okay.
So they go on WhatsApp and go and see that, hey, we will go 200 though. And the other group said they go 100, and you start fighting that they have been shortchanged. So when the incident happened, they had to go and explain to those who got 100 that it's because we fed you. That's why we gave you 100. The other group, we didn't feed them.
Right.
And this scenario was just being narrated to us. Then MasterCard asked a question that, do you report the incident? Do you escalate it up? I said, oh, we just told you here. Even the consultant lead doesn't know. And the consultant lead said that we also didn't know, so we couldn't escalate it. By the time we came back to Accra, a report had to be written explaining. They sent the form that they should describe what happened and the remedy they put into it. And they will take it to their level, MasterCard, and then take it to another level in Canada to assess the situation and find out whether there are any liabilities. And come back again with an independent body to go there and find out everybody's resolved. Or they don't want somebody to go on. You see, this is one issue. This is how far it went to Canada or something like that. And then at the end of the result. But the idea is that you can't go to WhatsApp and go and social media that this MasterCard people they differentiate in paying. So if they should find out at that time, everybody on the line will be fired. I'm not saying that has to be there, but I'm trying to say we'll be in trouble. But if we escalate, you say no matter what the issue is, escalate it. And they will assess and say that whether what should be done and whether what has been done is enough. Don't, even if you manage it at your level, escalate it. This is my answer for you. But this may not be in Asafo, Kofi Boateng and Partners company, which is a construction company, who, when we went to work the next day, the community are angry with us that we didn't come early. So they are come to burn our ties. So we will escalate. Because we didn't go early, we keep quiet. We don't tell the minister that our ties have been burnt. But then we start working very hard. Then one morning, when the money is not coming, we are leaving, they come and burn the tie again. We should have learned that this town lies burning ties. We didn't learn from it. So I'll tell you, escalate it, no matter how much. That's what is in MasterCard, but I don't know what is in any other place. So that's my answer. Every institution has its own rules. So if you're an MBA and you don't have your rules, that's also another problem. That's why I see that some people are just sitting on the job and they are just sleeping. They're not putting in the effective measures to manage information. You see, this thing I told you, you may think that it's just about, it's not nothing to do with data, but that information, that data information, discrepancy. Yeah, one is food plus transportation, one is without transportation. That was all relayed. It's become another big problem. That's all information. People are fighting on WhatsApp. So that's how it is. And I like the question about when do we tell them and how that one too has to do with the institution. Frank, we have to move on. You guys are getting excited by these discussions. Frank,
Yes, so here's the last question. I think it's a build up on what you just spoke about. So if reporting have to do with company policy, so as a manager of the company, Immediately you realize your data has been breached. Do you take steps to remedy the situation, or you need to follow the company policy?
Do you want to keep your job?
Yes, I want to keep my job.
Follow company policy first before you follow what you think is right. Because remember, we saw something called unauthorized disclosure. So you are now calling Kwame now, who is the owner of the business that has their data is compromised. That Kwame now, please go and do something about it. Kwame now go and do it too. But if the company finds out that you told Kwame before you told them, they can fire you. They'll fire you and keep Kwame now. Send another person to Kwame now. Send a draft to Kwame now. Who going to say that, oh, it was in our policy and we even told him to come and call you. But then they internally will fire you. Because you don't adhere to the company. That's in the police. Do you know about internal affairs in the police? You don't know about internal affairs. Maybe you don't, even the FBI and other. See, the police have internal affairs that do review of things that happen in shootouts. You can go and shoot somebody to defend yourself and stuff. But as soon as you finish, you are going for debriefing. They will check your psychological stature and everything before you went in, whether you had a fight with your wife before you even went there, and whether you were trigger ready. So as soon as the person didn't even show that you just shot. Sometimes in the difficulty of the scenario, you may have shot to defend your fellow partner, but if you don't take care, they will find you guilty. Not in terms of you win the court case that it was self-defense, but internally in the police, you'll be punished. They will reassign you to some police, go and put you at a desk. They don't put you on the field. That they have a psychological profile. We think we should keep you here for some time. And then all the perks and things about being in operations, you are taking off operations. So I'm not saying that it is wrong for him to have saved life. I'm just telling you what some of the things happen. So that's why sometimes I don't know whether I've gone to a company, some going to an office before, even the hospital. Somebody's lying on the floor screaming and things, and the nurse is walking by. He won't touch the person. And he said there's no empathy in the nurse. The protocol there, one, do you know whether the person has got any communicable disease that you are rushing to the person like that? Are you wearing the protective clothing? Okay, so protect yourself before you protect others. That's one of the mantras that some of the hospitals have. You have to take care of yourself. So you protect yourself, wear the protective gear. Before you go and somebody just vomiting uncontrollably and you are rushing to the place, no protective gear. And you put the whole hospital at risk and all the employees. So you have saved the situation, you didn't follow protocol, you get fired, you get punished. So data and information, when you're managing it very carefully, just be careful of what matters. You can save the data, but you manage the information. That's the answer I'll give you. Save the data, manage the information. There are two different things. Save the data, manage the information. Okay. So I finished. I know you're excited, but let's go ahead. No, that goes. Is it okay? Have I explained well? Okay.
Yes, sir. Very clear.
No, Frank, you are the one saying I was asking my fellow colleague whether I have explained well. But very good question. Thank you. Today, Grace has not talked though. Grace, your marks is showing 0. They're letting Frank take the lead.
Doc, I'm here.
Put that now. Save the data, manage the information. This one I didn't save the data. I didn't manage the information. I've shared. Anyway, okay. Grace, okay, good evening, Grace. Good. So some of the threats that we have, malware, phishing, and other ones. Now, malware is a group of type of should I say threats that we have. And we'll talk about different types of malware later. But one of the key ones is that the key or focus of a malware is to make sure that they help somebody gain unauthorized access, cause damage, and then disrupt operations. Some of them is a ransomware, which they will capture your information, encrypt it, and then tell you that bring money before they will decrypt it for you. Phishing is when we deceive others into sharing sensitive information, typically through misleading emails and websites. Your father has your father has left $1 million for you. Can you send us your bank details that we send you this? We give you access to the $1 million. And then quickly, Kwame now has been praying. So as soon as he sees that, oh, Nyame answer me call, then you go straight. He didn't give you bank details. He didn't even check the email whether it was coming from a legitimate. Sometimes they can even show the logo, something CSC Bank, and you think that it's a real bank. They're taking the logo of the bank, and they have also done CSC info at CSC operations.com. So you think you are seeing CSC in the email address, so you think it's right. They have created their own email address. They just put maybe the company has got a csc.com.gh, but they will do cscoperations.com.gh, something like that. So when you see the .com.gh and the CSC, they say, "Oh, this is the operations department." So they are right. Let me send my details to them. It's not them. It's not them. So that's why the banks keep on advising that we will not ask you to do this. We will not ask you to do that. So please be very careful. Okay, man-in-the-middle attacks means that the person intercepts the communication channel between two parties and then tries to relay or secretly relaying or that's sending the packets of information that is being shared to another person or try to alter the communication. So he sits in between the two of them and then tries to do something about it. Now, an attacker intercepts the communication between the user and the online banking platform. But sometimes the attacker is able to do that because he has installed something on your on your computer. But through maybe a keylogger, it records all the keys you have been typing on your computer. Or it is using your camera, the camera that you have there. They can use it to watch you and also capture information from the computer. So what they are doing that is that they are watching your home, they are watching what you are doing on the computer and having remote access. So you should be very careful. Most of the time, I tell students that when you open your bank account or your bank to be able to transfer money, make sure that the browser you are using is the only browser, that the only page open. Don't be opening seven pages nested in the same browser, like you're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, you're on TikTok, and the same time you are opening your bank account. You don't know. You see, information is flying between your computer and then another Kwame sitting somewhere. I don't know why I'm using Kwame a lot today. Sorry about any Kwame. So it's going to maybe let's say Jesus of Mexico, and Jesus is sitting somewhere studying your machine because he came through your machine through TikTok, a video you are watching, or through an undergrad website you went to download a video from. So you go to some of the underground websites. When you are watching something, they say that click. They will ask you that to be able to have full version of it, click and answer this security question or answer this question or play this game. Then you play the game. When you click yes, and okay, you are installing things into your browser. And that can be used to be able to monitor the discussions that is being communicated from that browser. So every open window, that is second packets of information out can be monitored. The person has to have the right software to be able to decipher between what is your website, what is your details for your bank, and what is the other details. But if sometimes the person has got information from, we cannot be able to tell which is which, he'll keep on monitoring you. You also use that same information on another page. Then you start realizing there's a pattern. Okay, whenever he opens this and this account, he uses this password. So these two pages have been opened. Which of them is it? Then he will test it with them. So please, when you are on the network, and then if you're going to leave your computer for a very long time, to be able to address man in the middle attack, go off Wi-Fi, shut down the Wi-Fi. Even if, I don't know, a bank, you're allowed to do that, but you can get off the network and then let the machine be just basic. It is not connected to the internet. Then go and eat and come and stuff. Because if you do that, anybody who has to do anything on the computer has to be physically present on the decks. But if you still leave it connected, and say I don't want to log out. Oh, I'll just log off. I'll just let my password screen come on top. So the screensaver password. But the screensaver does not mean that the thing is not. Have you realized that the screensaver can be on and still music will play on your laptop? Who has ever seen that before? Or music be streaming on your
Prof.
laptop? People be listening. Good.
Product.
It's in the same way your password can be, the thing can be logged and it can be streaming information between the machine and another machine. So please don't allow man in the middle attack to get to you. Then now I've seen some hand up. I'm coming, please. Let me just go to the attacks because there are quite a number of them. Then we can then discuss it in a whole. So write your question down or put it in the chat room. And sorry. Okay. Oh, denial of service attack. We talked about that earlier. Where Dr. Divine, please, if you see any question that you want to answer, you can let me. They are typing questions into the chat room. So denial of service attack happens when we overload a system so that people cannot have access to the actual service that is provided. I told you about University of Ghana's own. And sometimes it can be intentional, and sometimes it can be unintentional. The unintentional one is like we have opened the website for students to come and book for accommodation. Everybody's going there. The intentional one is like they want to disgrace Mahama. So when the NDC creates a page, then they send a lot of all the Russians and all the Moroccans and all the Nigerians computers that they have. They send it all to the page, and the page will collapse so that nobody can go and read the manifesto. Or they send it to the Electoral Commission's website on the eve of election so that they cannot be able to post the marks, the records on time. Or sometimes they want to sit in between and have they post, they know to edit it again and repost it. Anyway. And then SQL injection. SQL injection means that, okay, this is a standard query language. This is a language in which you use to capture information when you are actually putting data into a database. So, for example, I may have a search box in which I type in, I'm searching for Python classes, and then to search and give it me all the Python classes. Now, what others can do is that, you see, when you search, it will go into the system database and then it will start working. Then it will search the database and then give you the response. For example, I want to know all the students who came from like maybe Presec or maybe Wesley girls or Yasantua girls or whatever school that you want, like the school that they came from. So I just search by school. Now, if I type in the right parameters, it can search. But I can actually, because it's going to the database, I can actually put in a malicious word or set of string of words into the search box. That will enter to the database trying to search. But what I'm doing is that I'm giving it a command to reveal passwords. And it will put the database into some compromised situation. And if they don't have the right application to actually check whether this is the right data, the right details have been put, appropriate details have been put into the search box, it will issue that command and to mess up the data. Because SQL language is basic language. SQL language is basic language. For those of you who are not very sure about it. So okay. So let me just show you. Let me show you an example. So I'm on the W3 website, W3 schools. They teach you how to, you can learn Python from, you can learn anything from here. W3 schools. It only teaches well, but it doesn't go step by step. So this is SQL. Select from the database customer, and I can add what I want it to do. Then to do it for me. So you can say try it yourself. Select from the database customers and say run the SQL. Oh, good. Then it's do that. So look, I reason. So I can say select from the database customers, and I can specify the contact, the column called contact name, and choose like I want Anna Turillo's details. Good. The same way, somebody can edit this thing and put other things into it so that it will enter into the database and maybe update it. So anytime that Anna tries to run something, it will run that command and it will then expose Anna's details to me. But look at what I've done. It's selecting the whole customer database and showing to me. Good. So if I know the name of your database, I can actually put certain things in the command and use the control. And that's what we call SQL injection. People use that to control people who are very sophisticated, especially if you're using an open source application. Last week we talked about open source. And then others know how the way the database is structured. So usually if you install an open source application like WordPress on your server, or like Joomla or any of the other ones, they tell you to rename the database prefixes so that in case all the database for maybe customer, it's called customer. Why don't you remove the C and the U and then call it customer? But you know that is customer, because you are renaming it in a way that it's not obvious to the hacker. You are renaming it in a way that it's not obvious to the hacker. This is all part of the ways of trying to address some of these data threats. Cross-site scripting, injecting malicious scripts into web pages. So this one, instead of going to a database, you are going to a web page so that you go straight into the database or go into the way the web page loads up. People do that through the comment section. So for example, if you go to Ghana Web, we tried this thing sometime in a class, and Ghana Web allows you to put comments in it. So you could actually put certain string of commands in the comment box, and as it runs it will go into the system and then to create something else. Now, what I realize that now they are put in what they call a capture security check. Well, you have to, if you are a human, it checks that if you are a human, and then you put it in so that people cannot remotely say somewhere and then send says malicious scripts that go to this web page, create a comment and do that. Now, the challenge we have right now is the age of agentic AI. Agentic AI is that you can give a command and the AI itself is the one doing it. You are not doing it, you are sitting somewhere. You are telling the AI to go online, do this and do this for you. So the AI can even go pick your details and go and register a course for you. In case the course registration is very straightforward and doesn't need you as a human being to go there and just do everything for you. When we start having that level of AI working, that means that we can start having a level of AI that is already, the AI is the one hacking the websites. And I'm just waiting for the next news that will tell that the AI has hacked a website. And how did you do it? You use agentic AI. They work on their own. You just give them commands and they go and do something. They can even apply for a job for you. You give them your he even knows you. So he has created and drafted a profile about you. It will go to LinkedIn, look at the jobs that are available to you, and then it will just apply. It will respond to all of them. Those of you who are using AI to respond to your emails and things, that's what I'm talking about. If an AI can respond to your email, if an AI can actually respond to your conversations on LinkedIn and WhatsApp on Facebook and other websites, then note that AI too can actually one day engineer a hack. Because if to make a choice, when it's putting your web, doing the, some of them can even answer interview questions for you. It's so weird now that sometimes you can't tell who is working, either the human being or the AI. So the comment section is now put into is compromised by now people putting information there, and they say that it's stealing their session cookies. Now, session cookie means that whenever I go to Amazon, there is something called cookies on your browser. It kind of stores your browsing patterns or your information about you. So that sometimes if you go there, you can just see that the thing remembers you. Oh, welcome back, Richard. And then why is it doing that? Because there are information that has been stored on the browser you are using. And then sometimes if it doesn't even know, you can tell that the people previously viewed this and others also viewed that. So it can tell you where you left off from and then where you go. But I'm not even logged on. But because the information is in the browser, it can tell that the last person browsed and searched for stuff because the history is there and the information is stored. Now, because the information is stored on the browser, when somebody puts in a right script on a page, that script can check that the browsers that are coming there and look for information about people's usernames and password and just send it to the person. The person just now to just sort it out, and an AI can sort it out for you. Okay. Agozi was adding something to it. Okay. Then he said that somebody asked that the injection hits the front end application, which that are built into the database to access or input the data into the database. And that is why it happens that way. Then there's cross-site request forgery, deceiving users to perform action they didn't intend to, often without their knowledge. A user logged onto an online bank and is tricked into clicking on another site, which initiates money transfer from their bank account. Listen, I said it earlier that if you are opening pages, for bank accounts, make sure that other pages are not open. That browser alone is open. Make sure that the site security is there and you can see that the site is secure. That padlock you see there. Because what then happens is that as you are browsing and you go and click on other things, and initiate. So they have actually created the thing to kind of monitor your actions. So as you go into you log on, then a page you ask, then click on this. And they even tell you that before you can proceed, do this and do that. Now, what you are doing is that you are giving response to the computer. And if you give response to the computer, it will send information to them. And as it sends information to other pages that are open, can also learn something from you. So please be very careful. Insider threats, okay. Individuals or partners who have access and they can start leaking your information. And I mentioned this one too. Rogue employees, rogue partners. Yeah, if you want to learn that, go and watch Mission Impossible. You learn a lot from that. For all the different, there's 7 or 8 versions of it. You learn a lot about, because he does almost every each of the movies. He does some type of data security threat. The recent one like this, I think they did one that they transferred their face to another face, and as you are watching the person, you are seeing somebody else, but the person is standing there. And sometimes it is not in the past you used to use Max. Now you use a button, you click on, you just press on it, and your face will just change. Because they are wearing a type of transparent mask or something like that, and you just form your face as somebody else. Somebody will go to a wedding, get married to a brother, instead of married to the actual husband. Because the husband has come in the face with somebody else. Oh, deepfake is there. Deepfake is there. That's a deepfake there. What is happening is on your computer. But now is happening the biological deepfake. That's what I'm trying to say. Biological deepfake. Okay. We have a cyber crime expert in our department. Okay, he's now in Cape Coast University. Maybe I invite him, that Dr. Bano. I invite him to come and give you some of the things they are doing now. And they have been chasing them. So if he tells you some of them, you have to break. Even in Ghana, things are sophisticated. Mhm. Can you sue the bank for this not from the bank only. Sometimes your compromised computer. Your compromised computer. It's not only just the bank. Your compromise. But if it's the bank's website that is compromised, yes, you can sue the bank. But you have to be able to now the evidence has to come from you to show that the bank is the one that let you have MCM cross site eh, request function. Yes, cross site request function. Drive by downloads. Okay, so unintentional download of malicious software. The thing attaches itself to a software and then you download it onto your computer. Then you double click it. Then it installs itself onto your computer. How does it happen? So some of the sites that you go to that you don't want to buy the full version of Word and you want to just download you said, oh, I want it has been hacked. It has been made free, or it has been patched. All those it has been there has something has to be done for it to let it work. Sometimes they have to affect the registry of the computer so that they can increase the number of days. So they increase, you are giving 30 days and the person increase it for 99 and 99 days, like 1,000 days for you. So then you can use it for a very long time. Or cracked. Okay, I've forgotten now. Now I've stopped doing that. So I've forgotten that I thought patch, because now we patch more than crack. Okay. So it has been cracked, it has been patched and that stuff. So what has happened is that the person has been made it accessible to you to be able to use it. Now, some of them, they have done it remotely. So when you are using it, it doesn't install anything on the computer, but it can tell the person there that this is one of the people who is using the one that you have cracked. That's what people don't realize. Whilst you are using the cracked version, maybe you didn't install anything, you logged in everything, but as you use it, it's telling the person who cracked it that, why do you think they are doing it for free? Because he wants to harvest your information. So it's telling Kwame now, who is sitting in maybe Kwame naked. He's sitting somewhere in India or Algeria, so they're telling him that the guy has logged on. The guy has logged on. So he's just telling him. And the ladies like it a lot. Oh, I got this thing. Kwesi, can you come over and come and open it for me? Then he said, oh, Kwesi too looking for some local feel and friendship and possible relationship. Will come up with it. Say, I now have the latest version of this. Can come and give it to you for free. You don't need to pay for it. Kwame Pakistan, yes. Well, thank you very much. So Kwesi will come and install it for you so that you can give him some jollof to eat. And then you do that. When we're in tech, we used to be like that. You carry this, Prof. Okay, I was Richard. Richard, come and install for us. Then you always are carrying pen drive, going to places, and then they get some small jollof to eat and stuff. And this, you get relationship, but you are always the one they call to first. Say, what kind of work have we done in the past? Then the boys who don't know how to do anything, they are the ones they are visiting them and then and taking them out and sometimes being paying their school fees for them. Then the hacker who can hack everything, he doesn't get anything. But if they want to watch movies, they will come to you and collect the movie. Then they will take it. The boys will come, oh, Prof, Richie, you have any movie? Did you download anything when you went to the website and you went to I have the latest version of what's the name? That time, Matrix. Yeah, give it to me, give it to me. Then they'll carry the Matrix and they'll go and watch the movie and come back also challenge. Thank you. They just gonna say thank you to you. So it's not easy, but we are here. We have made it. Divine and I, we have made it here. Okay, so at the end of the day, what we just wanted to know and is that those free software you're getting, be careful. And do you know that even Microsoft can also tell those who are using pirated applications, because when you connect to their system, they're able to tell that this machine is compromised or this particular. That's why Microsoft said that you are using illegal that. And sometimes I don't know whether you know about it. Microsoft sends their watchdogs to companies in Ghana to go and arrest, or they'll send you a notice. You are giving 65, maybe 30 days notice that we know you are using this number of compromises. We can give you a discount version for your company for this. You come and buy it. That then because of this, there's now new companies. I've forgotten some of them their name. Oh, I'll find it. Is it Cleverland or something like that? It's CLEV something. So what they do is that they go and buy the old versions of Word and stuff at a lower price and sell it. And they buy the licenses and they sell it at a cheaper price for people. So you can buy a whole Microsoft license, which is $100, maybe the last year's version for $25. They do that a lot now. They do that a lot. So that companies who cannot be able to buy the big one, they can go to. So sometimes they'll even tell you go to, is it Cleveland or something? I'll remember if I remember it, I'll let you know. They do so those companies have a whole sometimes companies bought so many licenses they couldn't use that and they buy it from the companies and then they'll use it for they'll resell it at very cheap prices. So you see that why is that this company is giving me a whole Microsoft but the way they have done it, it is tied to a particular executable. So when you buy the license key for them, you have to go to their page and download that version. Because it will only work for that executable file, that file that's on their machine, on that you download. It's not made open to everybody. So it's just tied. So the password is tied to that particular version. So if you use that password on the normal Microsoft application, it will not work. Okay. Okay, Dr. Gosi is addressing your issues. Okay, thank you very much. 0-day exploits. Attacks that targeted on patch vulnerability. This is what we saw last week with, is it Equinox or Equifax? Yeah, Equifax, I think so. That we realized that they didn't, a software was, Apache was upgraded and they didn't upgrade it or patch it for the vulnerability. And then people use that one to enter their computer. Then eavesdropping. Eavesdropping is another version of man in the middle. But eavesdropping and surveillance can be on two sides. It can be legal or illegal. Legal meaning that FBI has taken, they're building a case against you. So what they do is that they will get a warrant and then they will install something. Sometimes they can come to your office and they will come and say they come to check something. If you they'll act like your repair company. Then they'll just put a small bag underneath a table or underneath the computing device and they'll come and copy your whole hard disk. That's in fact what I've seen that they use to copy hard disk is so beautiful. It's something like a button. No, they'll just come and put a button just in the premises of where your phone is, and then they will start using your Bluetooth and all the networks are available that day. Connect hack into that one, then to start copying. It will mirror your whole. It will mirror your whole phone onto another hard disk, or they'll bring your same phone, iPhone 21. It has not yet come out, but let me use that one so that I don't. If I mention iPhone 60 and somebody goes to say that I've said that it's compromised, they'll come and sue me. So iPhone 21 or 38 before Jesus, maybe Jesus will come before Jesus may come before 38. So iPhone 38 is here. Then they'll come and put it by your side. Then to mirror everything into it, the same color and everything. Then they'll carry your own away and they leave the mirror one with you. So you don't even see the difference. Please, some of us who work around us work for these companies. The CIA and the FBI, the SCIA especially, and the national security, some of them don't work in national security and sitting there. They are in your office. They are sitting there as normal staff and everything. Just have been trained. So sensitive companies, a new employee can come and he's working, he belongs to CIA. I'm just going to use CIA for example. I don't want to scare anybody. Then he belongs to the CIA or he belongs to FBI or he belongs to Secret Service. He'll work with you, do everything, even go to church with you, everything. All he's just come to do is to just come and copy your information and go. Or come and monitor you. The same way, the terrorists we have, the cyber terrorists and the non-cyber terrorists, those who are doing other for political terrorists, they also can socially engineer themselves as your neighbor and watch you, sleeper agents. And when the time is up, they would have wiped you off. Everything about you, carried it and taken away. Why? Sometimes you are working, they want to get access to that company you are in. So he has to come and befriend you, copy your data and information, and have something about you. Then later come and ransom you with that information, that or later come and take kidnap your family member or something, then tell you to go and do something. So then they are forcing you to do things that you are not supposed to do. So if dropping and surveillance, it can be used in many different ways. Wi-Fi networks are not all foolproof. Wi-Fi networks are not all foolproof. So please just don't think that your Wi-Fi network is foolproof. Anybody with a good application can hack into the Wi-Fi network, join it, and then look for any compromised computer and then go for it. Computers don't have one of the basic things that you should have done on every computer, have a password on the computer. Sometimes have a password on the hard disk of the computer. So when you start booting to ask you for the password, then when you are logging in to ask you for the password, please don't. What is very funny is that sometimes the companies that talk plenty, they are the most vulnerable. Last time somebody asked a question, why is MTN, are they being hacked so are there people's Momo being hacked so much? And whether alleged or not alleged, they say that sometimes people internally help others to be able to get access, but who knows? Threats that involve physical access to sensitive areas of the system, an authorized person tailgating an employee to enter. This one you see it in movies a lot. So to enter into an office, you just even the Legon they do that. Somebody will drive behind somebody, and as the person go, they also enter. Who are even seen with the motorbikes, they enter with you. When you swipe your card, then they enter the place with you. So that happened. I think airport is the only one that you cannot do that and go through because the bar is very sensitive to come down and fall down immediately. The airport one. I don't know anybody else been able to hack the airport one, but sometimes the queue can be very long. You finish, you come out, you want to leave, and you are seeing a queue, long, very long queue. All of them waiting to go and pay their e-ticket. Who has gone through that before? Sometimes you wish you have not even parked at that car park. Okay, then manipulating individuals to divulge information. The manipulation can even be very grievous, like people actually being kidnapped and then being threatened with cutlasses to tell them the password of an system, or they can actually just get some compromising picture about you and then use it against you, or they can manipulate you by becoming your friend and you are discussing things with them. I think one of the iPhones, that's how they got it. The person who was working on it took it to a bar, and as he was drinking and things, somebody knew he works there. He left the phone there. He was testing the phone and he was using it as a daily phone. Usually, some of the phone, before they come out, some of the workers tested. The cars do the same thing. So he left the phone at the bar. And then it became a very big issue. Because people leaked it online. They leaked the design and the specification online. And that can affect your competitive advantage. Okay. So let's continue. I saw a number of hands up, but I think they put their questions then and Dr. Agwezi is answering. So some of the more where the different types is, I'll go through this one first because of time. Virus is the one that we know about it a lot. And then we see it's a type of malware. But that one it will affect programs when you double click it. So don't just be double clicking your pen drive. You can go to the side of the browser of the Explorer and click on it. It's not double clicking it in the Windows. If you double click it like that, you're activating any executable file on it and it'll start working. Web, the one that can spread itself. Those who have seen it can spread itself and create a lot of different files. Play it and fill your pen drive, and your pen drive or hard disk is full of exe files or CCC files, some funny file names, and to fill your computer. Then Trojan horse. Trojan horse is like you like to hack things, you like to crack your Windows machine, your Windows operating system, or your Word or a software you're using like Grammarly or something like you're using, then what you do is that they give you a cracked version. So when you go double click this and install, it will be okay. But the malware is part of that crack. So as you double click, as you're installing the Word, it's also installing itself. And like this, it sends information to the attackers. Then you are going ransomware. We talked about that. Then spyware, monitor your activities, keylog it, copy all your logs that you are doing, your website address, where you are going to, where your browser, and send to somebody. Then adware. Sometimes the adverts that come, some of them have got virus in a kind of a threat in them that they can actually click. As you click on it continually, it generates revenue for the attacker because you are clicking on an advert. Number two, you also get sometimes installing something on your machine or your browser. Sometimes people don't realize it, and your browser becomes compromised. Rootkit. Rootkit means that it's having, you see, your password that you use to enter your computer. That is the one that you use to log on into Windows. But there's one that enters into the mind of the computer, which is the root of the computer. Now, sometimes they can attack the root of the computer and install something there so that they can be able to monitor your and then in fact control the computer by itself, identify it on the internet and control it. Now, in the past, to prevent piracy of CDs, Sony created a CD that they had a rootkit, should I say, software on it that when you play the thing in your machine, before you play the machine, you have to install it so that the machine will be the only one that can play that CD, so that people will not pirate the CD. They didn't want people to know Ghana, you watch one movie, then give it to Nigerian movie channel, pay your friend go and watch it. Those times we're sharing movies a lot. So if it is bought and it is used, the machine that is used on, you can actually play it on another one. So anytime you have to play, you have to play it on the very first machine that was by. But the only way it was doing that was installing certain things on people's computers to allow it to happen. Now, if it's installed, it means that it has become linked, or should I say, patched, no, connected to the kind of legally linked to the computer or technically linked to the computer. So that computer has got its rights. The right to the CD is tied to the computer and to that particular computer and only. Somebody say holy prayers. So, but they were sued, so they stopped it because it was actually it's like freedom of use. I got my CD. I want to play it in my head on this computer, play it in my home on my laptop or my CD player. You are saying I cannot play it on all these places. I can only play it on one place. But they wanted to sell more CDs by that. But there's still the people use this thing to still manage hack into people's computers. So sometimes you install. Have you realized that now they use the registry? You install you install Microsoft and it tells you that okay, you have got 30 days. After 30 days, say it's up. You try to uninstall it and install another one, say you have still got 30, your 30 days already up. Why? Because in your registry, they have installed something to tell it that every Microsoft software that can tell him that you are already here and he has spent 30 days already. So you think so if you want to do it, you have to go and find out how Microsoft enters into your registry and what is called in your registry. There's a part of the computer called the registry, that's the mind of the computer, one of the minds of the computer, but it's for the software side. So you have to delete it. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I was doing some hacking on a laptop. And they told me that the way this laptop is being created, if I want to be able to hack it and use it for what I want to use it for, I have to open the laptop, go into a particular part of the laptop in which the memory, there's a physical, I wanted to attack the rootkit and they have entered into the BIOS of the laptop. But there's a physical button that I need to go and switch so that it can have access, give me access to it. I didn't even know. This is the first time I realized I had to open the laptop, enter the laptop, remove the processor and get a particular switch, push it on the motherboard, then come back and form it up. Then I can have access to what I want to do. Otherwise, you can never have it. You cannot use software to have access. You cannot use hacking to have access. You have to physically hack the device. So sometimes that is the level that you are getting into, in which you have to physically present. I don't know whether some of you have realized that now some banks give you, I don't think they do that here, but in the UK, they were giving you a kind of key card that when you are logging into your website, your bank information. Apart from your password, it will generate a key token for you. But that key card has been done for you. It's tied to only Richard Boateng. So at home, it will generate one for you. Then you enter it into your bank account and the banking platform. They can enter to prevent people's bank account from being hacked. I know the other ones that are using some. They'll send you something to your phone. Then you click the like Snapchat. You send something to your phone. Then you agree before you continue. That one is there, but Zenith does it in Ghana. This one has to be some keylogger. You have to use to generate a secret code. So the device is with you anytime you want to log on. You can't. It's not something on your phone or this. The phone one can be stolen. Stanbic also, Stanbic online, I show you they do it because they don't do that. I have a Stanbic account, I can log in right now. They don't do that. I'm a good account holder.
Their corporate platform.
Corporate platform. Oh, okay. Then I have to move to corporate. Thank you very much. You see how they are differentiating us. Corporate platform. I'm not a corporate, so I understand. I'll move my money. Anyway, so please, there are higher levels of security that can be used. Then botnet. Botnet means that people are able to network a group of compromised computers and then move it together to go and attack one system. So what I'm explaining this is that the thing is very interesting. So last week I showed the one to the students. Okay. So what then happens is that they sometimes the computer you are buying, they attack it at the time the computer was being produced or assembly line. So I showed them a BBC story last week. No, just 2 days ago. Okay. Okay, let me just open it. BBC News. Okay, good. Okay. Oh, what I opened last week is give me another one. Okay, let me remove the white BBC. Hold on. Okay. Well, it's China. That was China. So let me add China. Oh, anyway, I don't think I can get a story. But what they did is that they installed they installed they attacked the assembly line while the thing was being produced. They put viruses or a particular malware inside it. So that as soon as the computer came on, the people were just set. The computer was looking for his brother, and then they'll connect on the internet and they'll start working. So the guy put on the computer. By the time I realized the computer was opening pages, doing the computer had not done anything to it. Too. It had its own mind of its own, going online, opening pages and stuff. Then realized that on the assembly line, while the code, let me just use the word infection. Good. I found it. 22. It's there are different versions of it now. There are different attacks like that. Sometimes they use it on oil pipeline. So this one, Microsoft found out themselves. In the report detailing this work, okay, several computers have been found carrying a malware installed in the factory. So this is a Microsoft study. One virus called Nitor, found by Microsoft, steals personal details to help criminals plunder online bank accounts. So Microsoft won the permission from the US court to tackle the network of hijacked PCs. Because people's machines, you see, the people's machines who are being hijacked, they didn't know anything about it. So Microsoft needs permission to come into your computer and then try to address it. This is a painful thing about your machine has been hacked, but Microsoft needs your permission to come into your own computer. So this is in the report detailing is what to disrupt the Neutron botnet. So that's a botnet they control together. Microsoft said the criminals behind the malicious program had exploited insecure supply chains to get viruses installed the PC as it was being built, as were being built. So the computer that is being developed, the person had put a software in the assembly line. So when they are imprinting when they take a fresh hard disk and they are putting the new software onto it, he has joined that new software and he's coming together with it. So Microsoft discovered the digital crime. Microsoft discovered this when Microsoft, sorry, the viruses were discovered when Microsoft digital crime investigators bought 20 PCs, 10 desktops, and 10 laptops from different sites in China. 4 of the computers were infected with malicious programs, even though they were fresh from the factory. Microsoft set up and ran an Operation B70 to investigate and found that the 4 viruses were included in the counterfeit software some Chinese PC makers were installing. This is the same thing I've been telling you the whole day. That this counterfeit software, this compromised and hacked or cracked versions of Windows and things that we are running on our machines, please, it will compromise your network. You are getting it free, but there's nothing free. You are part of a system. Further investigation. Okay. As soon as the computer was turned on, it tried to contact a command and control system set up by Newton makers to steal data from infected machines. So as soon as you set it up, so then you start putting your details, then you carry your details to Kwame Pakistan. That's somebody called. Further investigation revealed that the botnet behind the Newton was being run from a web domain that was involved in cybercrime since 2008. Okay. Okay. Also, there were that the domain were also on that domain were 70,000 separate subdomains. So this is what happens. The guy has a website too that he has done the thing on, but he has other 70,000 other websites which belong to the same thing. Like the main website can be like, let's say Eugene, then maybe finance@UG.com, something at UG or something, all kinds of different websites tied to the same website. All have 70,000. Some of them are there that you may not even know that you are just watching a movie on the outside, but you are compromised. That's what he's saying. The court has now given permission to seize and control the web domain 3322. Okay, let me also say something. Please, when you see web domain, there are no names, but there are numbers. Be very careful. Many of the underground websites, they like using numbers. They don't use names. Be very careful. .org told the AP news agency that they knew nothing about Microsoft legal action and said that the company had a zero tolerance attitude towards illegal activity. They'll tell us that. But they are getting the information already. At this point, we are not safe. But who told you that you were ever safe? You want freedom to use the internet. You want your rights to be respected. Privacy comes with these issues. Fileless malware, a type of malicious software that uses legitimate programs to infect the computer, leaving little or no. So if a legitimate program is like a legitimate program can be even Microsoft Word. If it is compromised, it can also do that. But what does it do? Polix is a fileless malware that resides in the system registry and uses PowerShell to carry out its malicious activities. PowerShell is a way of controlling the computer by from command line. So it's a black screen, like command line. How to use command line in what's the name? Python. Okay. But so you may not even know that it is running in your system. But such a thing can be attached to a legitimate application that you are installing. Okay. Mobile malware. It gets onto your phone and it spreads. Some of them is called Lopi, a multifunction malware targeting Android devices, capable of causing harm to phones due to heavy load. Some of them can also, I've heard about a virus that can let your phone heat up. It will be just processing unnecessary things. So your phone will just heat up. Just continue to heat up. Whether it is sending information to something or not, we don't even know. But it will just can cause your phone to just heat up. Okay, evolution of data security threat. So technically, we began from viruses, which is one of the first one that we got to know. Then we start seeing another type of virus that was more of like the worm that could spread very, very fast and infect more computers. Then they move away from the technical approach and start using the behavioral approach, where they talk to people and they allow you to and convince you to send information or share certain information. So the 80s and the 90s was more technical, but in 2000 they started using behavioral approaches. And then beyond that one now sometimes even a whole country can attack another country. And some of them are now driven by AI, where they are using deepfake technology to appear as somebody. And you can't even tell whether the person gave the speech or not. It can happen that way. Okay. So there is the data life cycle, so that we can apply to these things that we have learned in the data life cycle. So at the first stage, you are going to generation stage. This is the time that we generate the data. Like you go to a website, you enter your username or password. That's the generation stage of the data. Then the collection. So the database will pick the information, verify it to check whether if you put in the password, if you put in an email address, whether the sign is there. If it's not, it will reject it. If it is correct, to accept it and to go into it and to collect it. After collecting it, it will have to process it. And then sometimes if you processing it, some of them may run an application. For example, sometimes you can just put in the date of birth and to calculate the age for you. So that's processing to process it for you. But that is first level process, very, very simple. But there are higher level processing into useful format where it will clean the data, it will structure it, and then to enrich it. Sometimes if there's incomplete records, to tell you that no, this information is not complete, and put the rest of the information in it. And then sometimes it will also remove records and say that these records have not got, like maybe the person is supposed to fill eight things, he has filled only 5. So we can prompt you to let you that these ones have not been done. And then if there are duplicate records, it can also point to you. But some of them, the process can be done, in fact, in a seamless manner. What I mean by seamless manner is that as you are entering, there is processing and telling you what is wrong. So it's not like it will sit down and go back and tomorrow it can tell you that this was what was wrong. As you are doing it, it will tell you whether the part that this is a duplicate information. Haven't you seen you creating an email address and say this email address is taken? How do you know it is taken? That's processed and told you that there are existing records that are the same as record who are using the same username. So you cannot use that username. Please, you understand it. So it can process that fast. So don't think that this processing means that the computer will go and sit down, you go home and come back before it to tell you something. Okay, storage. Now, after some of the things are verified, then it can go into a place and stored so that other people can then use it. Or you can then call that information and use it to be able to. So, for example, if you're creating an account, after it has been stored, you can tell you that they can now log on to the account. So now when you enter the username and password to check the database whether it exists. If it doesn't, if it exists and the password is right, then you allow you to go ahead and log on. So once it's a process, it needs to be stored for future access, and that's what I just explained. Then you go to management. Now we need rules to guide on how we are using it. Do we back up? What is the rules for recovery in case somebody has lost his password? How does he recover the password? How do we ensure quality and integrity? What rules will govern the use of the database? So this one too, we need quite people to make rules for us. People will make rules and we'll use that rule to govern the database. The analysis. Now that you have the database of all the data from all the students, you need to use some statistics. How many female applied? How many female applied had a first class? How many male applied had first class? How many of them have been cleared? How many of them have got everything filled and supplied all those things? How many of them have paid this and paid that? How many of them? So it's what is it doing? It's analyzing, and it can then analyze and show the information in a visual format. So part of what you'll be doing through the semester in other courses is to learn the analysis, the analytics that helps you to do analysis, and to learn how to visualize the data. These are two key things that you'll be learning from the program, especially in the initial stages that you are preparing yourself to do the main program. You need to know these things, certain visualization techniques, and using some of the visualization tools from whatever you may call it, Tableau to what's the name? The one from Microsoft, I've forgotten the name. From Tableau to Power BI. So you can use all of Power BI to use this for the visualization. Then if you visualize, we still may need to make decisions. How do you make decisions? So the decisions can come to a human place, but sometimes all the intelligent platforms can also try to tell you insights and tell you what are the actionable insights from it. For example, those of you who have used ChatGPT to analyze data before, it can analyze the data and tell you that these are the next steps that it suggests that you should consider. So, but the decision will be made by the human being. So some offices, instead of they don't want the computer to do all the decisions for them. So it will tell the prompt me. So they tell you that this is what we found. Then to tell you, do you need more information before you can make a decision? What do you want to do? Then as you ask it to interact with you, and that's interacting with you to help you arrive at a decision. But interpretation should be done in context. What does it mean? It means that you shouldn't strip the context away from the way you do your interpretation. If you see the graph, if you see admission data, you see the graph going up. A student may say, hey, they are getting a lot of money. A lot of students are signing up. And business school will look at it and say, hey, you have to go to the top then collect our money, or go here and go, because sometimes when you pay the school fees, you may pay to the university, or you may, I don't know, maybe you may pay to your business school. So if you go and pay to the university, you have to go to the university and go and collect the money from the university. The challenge is that university, if you go gets like that, you may keep it and tell you that at the end of the year to do calculation and send your money to you. So if you're not very careful, you are looking at the graph going up, but he doesn't have money. The money is not coming to him. It's something like undergrad school fees. The undergrad school fees may go to the main university because you pay the main university account. Then the portion that the contribution they have to give to business school, they may want to give it, but they can tell you that they want admission to be over. When admission is over, you are going for it. They say they are got other things they are spending. When they finish, they calculate and see what is left, they will bring your own to you. So if you don't take care, you also lose. So when you collect graduate students' school fees, you take your time small. I'm just using it as a scenario to explain to you that the fact that the graph is going up does not mean that somebody is gaining. So the interpretation should be contextual. What you may see as benefit may not be seen as benefit to another person. So let's be very careful how we just interpret data by just seeing what you are seeing this as this. It means that this is what is happening. Okay, each stage of the data life cycle uses different methodology expertise to be able to manage data and harness it for us, whilst maintaining data security and privacy. Now, in terms of data cycle, what can we do? When we are looking at the CIA model, it tells us that we need to look at confidentiality issues at generation. The person that is putting the information into it, is it the authorized entity to enter? For example, I'm a lecturer. Why am I entering data as if I'm a student applying? Am I applying to a program? If I'm not applying to a program, don't go in unless my child is not applying to a program. Why do I fill the program sheet as if I'm the one applying? I'm a lecturer, I should go to my interface and use that one. The student who is the one who is requested to the authorized entity, he should create an account and then apply. Integrity, that the data is accurate and has not been tampered with. After the student has entered, nobody has gone into to tamper with it. And it's available to, like I told you, only Dr. Divine and then Dr. And Professor Erica Fodazi have access to your data. We can have access to some type of data, but not everything. But you have access to everything concerning you because of whether you have, no matter how it was generated, availability say should make sure that we can make it available to only those who are supposed to have access to it. Collection. For collection, confidentiality matters. Only authorized systems and personnel should be able to collect the data. We don't want admission data to be collected by security people or it should be collected by people who are cleaners in the institution. No, it should be collected by an admission team. Integrity, so that the data remains consistent and it's collected without errors. For example, if there's supposed to be a telephone number and you put in a code that it should only pick a 10 digits number. So every time to check the 10 digits number. Supposing the person has put +223 or something to it, it can have and it's not authorized to it can make the number longer and you may not be able to pick it. So it may affect the ability to collect that data. Then processing of the data. After the data has been processed, you should not leak the sensitive information at a time, even when you are processing it. And changes made to you should be verifiable and traceable. Remember, I told you this earlier that when you log on and you make any change to somebody's records, Mr. Vincent should be able to tell the university that Kwamina or Kwesi went to the system and changed somebody's. He was authorized to change only Beatrice and Sorry and Beatrice Boateng, but yeah, he's not changing George Jesus' work. No, it's not. So they will hold me responsible for going to change George Jesus' work results. The thing I'm telling you, it has happened before. I've sat in disciplinary committees and investigative committees, and in which lecturers have gone to the system and changed some people's results, and without any. Sometimes what even serious is that the lecturer found a way of getting to another lecturer's data system, and then you see. Let me give you an example. I teach. Dr. Divine may be teaching visualization. So when the time is up to enter result, he'll write to the university and tell the university that please, I taught visualization, so give me access. He will not copy the HOD, which the HOD knows that whether Divine or Divine didn't do that. So we had a situation that Divine, I who taught databases, visualization, I've entered the results and I've gone for vacation. The Divine then writes to them and says that, oh, I'm the one who taught it. I'm also one of the chair who taught it. So give me the access so I can enter my results. He didn't copy the head of department. The head of department did not confirm. The university administrator goes ahead and gives Dr. Divine the access. He goes inside and goes to change only 3 people or 2 people's results and give them A from C. And I was on that committee. So then they come and call this thing and saying that, and the lecturer is saying that the student was disturbing me a lot, that he's applying for a scholarship, and she used to be my class rep when she was in undergrad, no, when she was in year 1, and right now she's final year. If the grade goes down, she'll not be able to get the scholarship. So I wanted to help the student. Can you imagine? So that's I'm talking about integrity. Even after the thing has been stored, though, people use. So now, if you want to enter results, you'll be assigned to the thing by your HO, the head of department. But the head of department knows who taught the course. When we are team taught, the head of department will choose one person, all because of this issue. So, all because of this issue, one person. So that if there's a problem, we can go and hold Kwame again. Kwame today they have disturbed you. Kwame again for responsible for the issue. My Kwame is a good person. Don't worry. Okay, let's continue. I think I'm wrapping up now. Management. So the rule, what rules do you have to do regular quality checks? Last week we found out that Equifax, somebody hackers roam into their system for 76 days, and they couldn't even notice it. So how are you doing your regular auditing and backup processes? What are you doing to protect the information? What data governance policies do you have? You'll be talking about data governance next 2 semesters when I meet you again. Okay. Then confident analysis. When we analyze the data, we have to also make sure that it's consistent to what and the insights are trustworthy. I've seen people analyzing the data because the story is not saying the story, the visualization and the insights that are coming are not telling the story you want to tell. Maybe you want to say fire the MD. And the thing is, look at the MD has done well. Then you want to try and go and do something to the data. So to look at the MD didn't do well, so you can fire the MD. The data, the analysis that we do have to be trustworthy. Has to be trustworthy, and the insight that we are gaining from it. And the analytical tools should not be compromised. The analytical tools, when you are processing, you don't add 2 to every person that you like. Anytime you find Boateng, add 2. Before you process. So the data has not been compromised. I've seen that happen before. Is the visualization. As they are visualizing the data, then you see that when you pick from what is a line, add 2 to the mark before you calculate the percentage. So when you look at the visuals, there's a problem. But when you look at the data, there's no problem. So the code the person has put is in the processing, the visualization of the because those of you who don't know, when you are doing your Power BI, you can still write code on the visuals. Dr. Divine, is that not true? You can still write code on the visuals. You can even write computations on the visuals. Pick from here, add to this, and show this. Oh, Divine is not here. Okay, good. But those of you who have used Power BI before, you can tell what I'm saying. Visualization. So please be very careful that the visuals are telling the story that it's supposed to tell without misinterpreting what we are looking for. Interpretation. Lastly, when interpretation should be done in context. All the relevant information should be there for us to interpret. Don't withhold some of the information so that the decision maker will go and say based on half information and say that yes, this person is the one who won. When he has not seen the other type of information that can actually skew the data. Sometimes even interpretation of data, when one visual comes, you think that we are doing well. But when they start showing another visual, you start realizing that no, this is not true. We are not doing well. We are bleeding here and here and here. Okay. So thank you very much. Last part is about quality of data. And I wanted to mention that apart from the CIA principles, the quality of data matters. We use what we call the Kata model. We should have our completeness. The data should be complete with everything that's supposed to be there should be there. Now, if there is some of the information out there, it can actually mention that the data is not complete. Accurate. It should be accurate means that you have not left anything out to prevent us from misreading the data. 1, 2, 3 is not 1, 3, 2. The same thing. Somebody's results 85 is not 58. So instead of writing 58, you write 85, you write 58. You have really cost the person a lot. It's not accurate. Consistency. The data should be uniform and consistent across the data set. So if you are collecting everything in dollar, let the dollar value be there continuously. I remember we were analyzing the data. The person put dollar on someone. When we got someone, they didn't put dollar there. Now we got confused because it was a budget. We didn't know that part was CD or not. So we reported and said that one we cannot. It's inconclusive. We can't say it because there's no currency sign on it, and that was the truth. We left it like that because at our phase of interpreting the data, there's no currency sign on it. Because we saw some of them had dollar by it, some of them have CD. Those who have donations from abroad had dollar. Those who have donations from Ghana had CD. So if you put in a donation and you don't put in the currency, you couldn't tell. So we left it like that. Updated that when we want the data is available when we need it, and it's also updated on time. Then the data is also relevant in terms of its application, visualization, and then its communication. I'm an accountant. I want to see visuals and tables. Somebody is is not an accountant. He wants to see the story behind. Maybe he's a legal person. He wants to see the story behind the data. So he will want paragraphs. He doesn't want visuals. So you have to know which people you are communicating to so that you present data to them appropriately. Reliability that is consistent over time and dependable. It's coming from the right source. It has not also been compromised in terms of integrity, confidential, and then shows confidentiality, integrity, and availability. If you are able to achieve these three, we can then assure reliability to the data. Uniqueness, there are no duplicate records. And if there's duplicating of record, then it should be explained. So this is what one of my PhD supervisors created to help us understand data. Complete, accurate, relevant, timely, and appropriate. We call it the Carter model. Complete, accurate, relevant, timely, and appropriate. That people can use to assess data even in your own office. Is it data provided complete? Is it accurate? Is it time relevant? Is it timely? Is it appropriate? Okay. Thank you very much. We come to the end of the class. It has been good teaching you. And man, today you guys have asked questions. See, the way all of you have asked questions, everybody whose name is here, I'll give you much. Those whose name are not here, it's your fault. Much. For example, today, Grace didn't talk. Today, Maomi Duku didn't
Oh,
talk.
Doc, I asked the question
I
on
saw
the
it.
chat.
Oh, yeah, I saw the chat there to record it for me so I can put it inside later. Those of you who have not talked, just say hi in the chat. Hi, Prof. I don't remember you. If I don't see it, I won't put you there. Finat, I think Finat came to do something. No, Finat said something. Rhoda.
Typing, also typing in the chat box. So very soon for you.
Okay. Ado, Finat, Ado. Also type.
I'm here. Oh.
Who was saying also type? Rhoda or Finat? It's Finat. You and your family members. Only one area was serious. But you won't type away. Only one type.
Hello.
Some people's parents are husbands are sitting there and say, this man is a very interesting man. Interesting. Hi, Prof. Hey, today the people are coming out. Hi to hi to. Okay. But some people are still not coming. I said I'm not coming. I'm not seeing them. Okay, Jonathan. Okay. John Inson. John Inson. I've not seen you today. Okay. Philip, you see what I've done? I'm getting everybody in the class today to say something. Kwamina, why are you using Roland? You're called Kwamina. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. sorry. My son is called Kwamina, so please, sorry. No. Kwamina is what born? Is it Tuesday?
Kwame.
Kwamina is
That's Saturday born.
Kwamina is Saturday born. Oh, then my son is Tuesday.
Yes, that's what it is.
Kwamina was Tuesday. Oh, okay. Kwamina is coming from Kwame, eh?
Yes.
Yes.
So Kwamina is a variant of Kwamina is a variant of Kwame. Then what is a variant of Kofi? Kofi Okay, thank you very much.
Beefy, I think so.
Let's be careful. Maybe some of the ladies here are married to a Kwamina, Kwamina. Any lady married to a Kwamina, a brother of a sister of a Kwamina, or having a father Kwamina, please forgive me. Kwamina, Pakistan is just happened to be today for all the examples, both positive and negative. So please forgive me. Any woman, if you are dating somebody called Kwamina, don't go and break it because of me, oh, please. Kwame are good people. There's one here. Roland is a good person. Okay. So thank you very much. I will meet you next week and I'll make your video available. Derek, instruments today, no show, Charlie. You didn't do any show. Another question. Really, I'm not.
Prof, I'll be struggling my network, Prof.
So we should put on MTN. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, class. Just say hi before you go, because I'm going to class. If you have not said it, just say hi so that I can record it to record and save the
Hey, Prof.
with the health of the people of this country. Yes,
Hi, Prof.
Hi. I'm just saying say hi. Oh, type hi. The hi, they say hi there. I won't remember. I won't be able to see the name. Hi. Rachel. Okay, Rachel. Okay. Thank you very much. But those of you, your name is already here, Genevieve and George. Why are you writing saying hi? I refuse your hi. Your name is already here. Thank you. Okay, Johnny, so I've seen it. Hi, Prof. Okay. Thank you. Lydia Otto. Hey, I've not met you. Okay. The Barbaras are two in class, eh? There's Barbara Ajenim Boateng and Barbara Atto. Okay. The petition of the Kwasi High Court in January. However, thank you very much and have a good evening and see you next week.
See you, Prof.